and I haven't met you before. So, hi, Tobin. Nice to meet you, bro.
Hello.
Da, da, da,
Likewise.
da. Mm, mm. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming in. My faithful followers who always support me. I appreciate you guys. Tonight we have Tobin with us. And look, everybody, Tobin is not blurry. Tobin has a different laptop. And we can hear him. He's still junk shopping a little bit because of his internet, but man, it's better. We have Santi down here. Let me get rid of that overlay, Santi, so we can see you. Because you poor guy, you're all covered up, and we just can't have that. There we are.
Wow.
And we have Jenny, not Jenny or Jen or Jen. Jenny. With an I. Apparently. Tobin, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thank you for letting me come on.
Oh, absolutely, man. You're always welcome here. I think you're a nice guy and you're respectful, polite. Sometimes you should speak up when you don't, and that's okay. I'm going to start watching for signs and pulling you in. And I think you're a smart guy and you got shit to say. So I appreciate a good brain. I don't invite people on here that don't have good brains. I don't have time for that shit. I don't want to talk about the weather. We could talk about a lot of stuff, but the weather's just not top on my list. Santi, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I just bought a truck. Yes.
You're what?
I just bought a truck.
You just bought a truck? Oh, what'd you get?
Right.
Yes. I bought a Dodge Durango 2006. Like
Nice.
it has only like 150,000 miles.
Oh, that's not bad. Durangos run good. If you take care of them, they'll keep running for a while.
Yeah, no, and the guy that had it, it's like an uncle. Well, he works with my dad. He's not related, but he's like an uncle, right? And he heard I needed a car, and he pretty much just like gave it away to me for me. Like I paid 1,500 for it, and
How
it
much?
runs like a dream. And he really took care of it. 1,500, 1,500.
1,500?
Wow.
That's great.
Yes.
If you went on a car lot, that would be 3,200 all day long. So
yeah,
he gave it to you like half price.
And yeah, no, and he took care of it. Like a brand new tires. Like the paint is still good. Like I'm so happy.
That's awesome, man.
I need a vehicle.
Glad for you. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I really need a vehicle.
Tobin, show off your new guitar that your girl just got you.
Guitar.
Show it to everybody. Oh, it's beautiful. And just so you guys know, because I said something, he showed it to me, and I said, "Oh, I see some lint under the strings. I know you've been playing it, or dust." And he actually uses felt picks on his acoustic because you don't get that hard hit. It's a softer hit on the strings. So yeah, he got a brand new guitar. I forgot to mention it. Miss Jenny, how are you tonight?
We didn't see the guitar.
You didn't see it?
No, it wasn't on camera.
Hold it back up longer, Tobin, because you got that
little.
you're jumping here and there.
All right.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Green.
Oh, so it's
there you go. That's better. Bring it over that way. It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, brand new guitar.
I got my little fuzzy dice to hang it.
And it matches. They're green. That's awesome.
It has to match.
He told me he got a guitar.
Yes,
I said, let me see it. And he just grinned, and I knew it was good. I knew he was loving it. How are you, Miss Jenny?
I'm all right. I'm just kind of tired today. Just before the show, I got back from cardio rehab, and they really work your ass in that. And so I'm just plain tired, worn out.
Oh yeah, because they make you do. What do they make you do? Like treadmill stuff, or what kind of stuff are they doing with you?
Well, yeah, treadmill and stationary bikes and rowing machines. And right now I'm on this thing that's called New Step, which is I think it's more like a recumbent bike than anything else.
Okay, I've seen those
because I got knee and other hip and ankle type problems, and so there's a lot of the machines I can't do. I can't do a treadmill. I can't walk for shit. So
right,
they don't put me on that. But
and you guys have to forgive me if my camera's shaking, but the wind is really kicking today, and my whole house is shaking, so I can't stop it.
It's fine. It's background noise.
Good. Randy said, beautiful guitar from a fellow music lover. And I don't know why Stool is saying fish sticks. I don't know. What's that? I don't know if I want to bring Stool in here. I don't know if Jenny might be too tired to be patient with him.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
I can always.
I'm not sure about him.
You know, it's the key to. Let me tell you about the first time I ever saw Stool. First time I ever saw Stool on a stream, he was on Lavender Lady's stream, and Bionic Dance was on there, and they were basically like going at it, telling each other to fuck off. But I didn't understand. I didn't know this was like a thing they did. And the only thing I heard that was really rude was shit that Stool was saying. And I was like, man, that guy's a dick. Like, I totally do not like this dude, you know? So then I saw him on some other streams, and it was streams of people I like. So I kept watching it and trying to ignore him. And then he kind of started like, you know, became kind of endearing. And then I realized he's just a smartass all the fucking time. And he's not being a dick. He's not really insulting people. He loves to pick and tease all the time. And if you can handle that, you can handle Stool.
He's not trying to be a dick.
He's being a dick while being a smartass. But he really doesn't, like, he's not trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
He's English. There's a few things he just can't help but do. You know, it's...
Tobin's hat is better than mine. This displeases me. Stool. Ox is here. Who else is here? Nerdy.
He also matches the guitar.
Sam. I didn't see you, Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hey,
Sandy,
Sammy.
I saw you. Hi, sweetheart. And Cadence and Mice were in there somewhere. Unless they ditched us. Don't know. So, but before we came on, we were discussing. I was telling them how my mom was a nurse, and she had this one patient. He had gangrene, and he was blind, and he had gangrene in his toes, and they cut off his toes, and it spread to his foot, and they cut off his foot, and then it spread up his leg, and they cut off his leg to his knee because they were really trying to stop this. Like this guy had been in the hospital for I don't even know, like a year or something, with them trying to stop this gangrene that kept spreading. So he was pretty much a steady figure on the floor that my mom was working on. So every lunchtime, she had a book she was reading, and she had been walking by, and he said, "Excuse me, is somebody there? I need help." So she came in and talked to him, and he just kind of wanted to talk, and so she just sat down and started eating her lunch and talking to him. And so they talked for a while and got to the point where he said, "You know what I miss? I miss reading. I miss books." And so because he had lost his vision like in his 50s or something. This guy was like 70 years old. So so she started going in on her lunch break. She'd take her salad with her and a book, and she would, whatever book she was reading, she would just read it to him. And they did this for like 2 months or something. I don't even remember. A long time. This guy was in the hospital. So then he passed away. So she went to go to lunch, and she walked in his room, and the bed's empty and everything's clean, and he's gone. And she looked like, oh no, and turned around and asked the nurse, and they were like, yeah, he died. So she said, that's it. I can't do it. I can't be a nurse. I can't watch people die. It was just too hard on her. She gets attached to people. She cares about everybody, you know. So she switched over and became a science teacher and taught me and my brothers for 2 years of our high school years of science. We were at a Catholic high school, so you can get away with that. You know, they don't have laws like the states do about parents teaching their children. And back then they were really loose about it anyway. So yeah,
They
so I
would have let
walked
you in a
into,
regular school too. They would have let you in any regular school too back in the days.
Well, it just depended on the district. They would look by it if it just to get a teacher in that's good. You know what I mean? Like we lived in the middle of nowhere, and the schools were small. My graduating class was 83 people. And it was the biggest class they had in like 15, 20 years.
You
There's
know,
usually like 65 people in the class. Like that's how small of
Pretty
an
much.
area I came from. So when I was in, went to I think it was no, I was ninth grade. I walked into my science class in ninth grade, and I walk in the door, and there's my mom standing there, and I was like, oh no, it was seventh grade, and I looked at her like, the hell are you doing here? She didn't tell any of us that she was going to be student teaching at our school. Didn't tell anybody. So we all walked into science class that day, and there's standing mom at the writing on the blackboard. Hi. I'm like, hi. Ah, shit. This is gonna be bad. So at first I was scared and kind of like I didn't say anything. I didn't raise my hand. I didn't ask any questions. Nothing. So then I started getting kind of comfortable with it. 2 weeks had gone by, and raised my hand. And she was asking a question. I raised my hand a little late, and she turned around. She couldn't see me, and I was like, I know the answer. I know the answer. And nobody else did. So she was like trying to show how to get to the answer, And I said, Mom. And all the kids were like, oh, you called her mom. They started teasing me and shit. And my face was red. I was absolutely embarrassed. I wanted to climb under the desk. And she turned around and said, yes. And she said, hey. That's my daughter. That's why she said that. And they were all like, oh, my bad. And they didn't pick on me again after that. But it was embarrassing, And then after having her for like after the next year I had her, and so the next year I was like, oh, because she was student teaching when I was in seventh, but in ninth grade I had her full time, and so I walked in, I'd fuck around in class, and I was becoming like that dickhead teenager, I was like, I can do whatever I want, man. My mom is a teacher, like shit. She gave me 3 days of in-school suspension.
Oh, wow.
3 days. And she said, I'd give you OSS, but then you'd be home alone having fun, and I'd be here. So you're going to go into ISS.
Did you have to bring a note in from home to get out of detention?
Did I ever bring a note in from home? Or did I try it? No, I'm not trying it. She knew the dean of discipline.
That was a joke, and you dismissed.
I know. I'm going along with it.
I was thinking you're telling about that patient that she had. The one good thing about a patient like that is that every day that goes by, there's a little less to worry about with them.
Wow.
You know what,
dark.
Jenny? I'm telling you right now, I know you're in a mood today, but I am telling you right now, I will kick you out like stool. No, I'm kidding. That was pretty funny, though. I mean, it's fucked up, but
see, my mom was a nurse too.
I can find humor in morbidity. So.
My mom was a nurse too, and what I got from her mostly was her sixth sense of humor.
Yeah. My mom would make some jokes. Like I can't think of any of them right now because it's been so long, but. Yeah, she would make jokes here and there, and we'd be like, "Oh, Mom, what was that?"
My mom was an ER nurse, and so she never had time for getting attached to patients.
Oh yeah, ER nurse is different. When you're a floor nurse, whoo, that's when it's tough because you see those same patients every day. They actually a while back, I don't know if they still do it. The hospitals that were around us years ago, they started cycling out the nurses. So like the nurses in the ICU, they would only be with that patient 3 days out of the 3 days, and they'd rotate them out. And then they only had that patient like 6 days or 9 days out of the month or something like that. So because people die and they were trying to keep them from getting attached to them. So,
that's interesting.
I definitely could not do that kind of work.
The distinct change between that and when I went to school for nursing, everything in my days was called primary care, and one nurse would get assigned a patient and be with them their entire hospitalization, and be the person who directed their nursing care. And handled all the rest of the nurses on their shifts about how to deal with this patient and that sort of thing.
Right.
So,
whew.
And if they died, they died. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's a serious
My mother
subject.
didn't get that far into doing all that because she was, like I said, she was on the last I think she had like a week and a half left, and she would have her rounds and stuff she had to do, and then she would have her certificate or her card or license, and then she dropped out. But now, my aunt, it kind of runs in the family. My aunt, my mom's sister, her only sister, she was a ER nurse for like 23, 24 years, and she was just badass. And she ended up with Hodgkin's disease, and it was eating away at her brain. And she ended up in a nursing home, drooling on herself like a 8-year-old or 8-month-old toddler or baby. Yeah. And that's
That would be another. It would be really hard.
I don't even know if she's still alive,
is
honestly,
seeing
because
somebody.
we lost connection to when my Nana died. My uncle Kurt, her husband, just quit communicating with us, so we have no idea what's going on.
My grandmother.
But I'd say by now she's probably dead.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Kitty.
My maternal grandmother, my mom's mom, she, when I was 6 years old, was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor Thanksgiving and died the day after Christmas the same year. Like, it was quick, but at the end she didn't know who anyone was, and it destroyed her.
Yeah, that's what happened to Aunt Jean, man. It was just, you could just see her wasting away. Like she would, so my sister, the oldest girl in our family, she would go visit sometimes, go visit Nana and Aunt Jean. And Aunt Jean was living with Nana pretty much all the time because her husband couldn't take care of her during the day. So she'd take her over to my grandmother's house, and, it was her daughter, and she'd watch her. And then she started regressing too much, and she would like throw herself on the floor and throw a fit and flail around. I want to go to Wendy's house. My sisters, I want to see Wendy. I want to see Wendy. And there's my grandmother who's like almost 80, and she's like, I can't stop her. They're the same height. Like Aunt Jean was like an inch or two taller than Nana, but she was, like a 40-year-old woman that was strong. Like what Nana couldn't do anything to stop. So eventually she had to cut it out, and they had to get her, like, they take her somewhere for during the day when her husband was working. And then eventually she just never left the home. And she didn't even, she stopped recognizing Nana. Nana was the last person she recognized was her own mother. And then that stopped. And it was just killing Nana because she had already lost my mom. And then when Aunt Jean got close to getting to the point of dying, Nana died. So I think she just couldn't. I don't think she could do it anymore. She was 92 though, so she got close to being.
Hey, could we find a different topic?
Sure, that was really depressing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Gio, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, hi, B. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Santi.
Hello,
I
Gio.
just wanted. Hi, Tobin, Jenny, and I'm not familiar with Kitty. Is that your name, Kitty?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
Kitty, the Empress of
Exactly.
Hell.
Okay.
Or Kitty the Atheist is my handle on Twitter.
Yeah, that really is her handle.
But Empress of Hell is fitting.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I had to
Sam,
go to
just
Walmart.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say I had to go to Walmart to pick up some fusible foam for I'm making another bag tonight and tomorrow. And I waited for 40 minutes for someone to come over and cut the foam. Like, the guy that works in electronics is super sweet. Like, I chat with him whenever I'm in there. He called like 3 or 4 times for someone to come help. And they're like, hey, they were going to tell me, since no one could come do it, to just tell you sorry. But he's like, I'll just do it. And as long as you're paying with a card, then I can check you out because I don't have a till anymore. So not only did he give me a discount, but he also took care of getting it cut and everything so I could go home. So props to that guy. You are my hero. Chef's kiss.
All right.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, no, when stuff like that happens to me, I'll just go ahead and help myself and be like, I don't know. This is what I want to buy. There was nobody there. You figure it out. And I just stare at the cashier. Go ahead, figure it out. I mean, it's not my problem,
No pressure, right? No pressure.
Well, I had gone with the ex co-driver years ago when I was a brand new truck driver, and we stopped at a restaurant, and they wouldn't even give us water. They wouldn't talk to us. And speaking of equality, because I look so dykey, you know, and like I had short sleeves on and my tats were hanging out and she looked all girly and they thought, oh, this is some lesbian couple. No, she was just my co-driver. But although we were both gay, but that's not the point. So they just kept walking by us and I was like, excuse me, and I sat there for about 10 minutes and I said, fuck it. It was a buffet. I just got up, grabbed some plates, ate whatever I wanted, you know, put the plates in a stack in the middle of the table and walked up to the front to the cash register. And the cashier was like, can I have your ticket? I said, I don't have one. She said, well, how do you not have a ticket? I said, well, I never got a drink or napkins or forks. I had to go find some over by the buffet where you have extras because they wouldn't serve me. And we did not pay for those meals. The lady comped us and she was pissed and she was the manager. Happened to be the manager walked up to ring me up. But yeah, so I'll just do what I got to do. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. I'll pay for it. But if you don't want to serve me, you don't want to take care of me, I'll just go do it myself. So,
Right.
Yeah,
Damn straight.
that's how I feel about that, guys. That's how I feel about that.
I think it's
Oh
only
my
fair.
goodness, Stool. I just shut Twitter down. It makes my internet lag. It sucks up so much bandwidth.
I drive like a grandma. I totally could have made that light. It was yellow, but I'm not like my racing and driving like a fucking hellion that's, you know, somehow immortal and would survive a massive crash are way behind me. Fuck, I feel old.
You're driving. Be careful.
All right, Stool.
No,
there
I'm at
you
a
go.
red
There's
light
the
right
link.
now.
Come on in. Yeesh, pressuring me.
Oh no, Stool's coming in.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh,
I'll kick him if he
God.
becomes too much of a dick. I'll just kick him out. That's what I do. I kick him in the basement,
He's
let him
just
sit there
hoping
for a
to
couple
see
minutes, and he
cleavage, but
flips.
you can't
He
see
sits there the whole time
anything
doing
right
this.
now.
Fuck
Look,
you.
this is past his bedtime. He should not be on camera. He should be in bed sleeping.
I agree, Sandy. Tio Sam would probably recognize Kitty if she was not in her car and she was sitting at her sewing machine. I agree. Because
Well,
that's how
that's-
everybody knows Kitty. She's the mask sewer.
Well, I recognize Kitty, but it's just that I haven't actually been on a live stream with
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I apologize.
And I've never
They haven't
actually met her, so
They haven't online met yet.
right, exactly.
Yeah, Randy. Randy said I usually drive slow myself. People pick on me when they ride with me because I won't go over 5 over the speed limit. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, first of all, I can't afford the ticket. And second of all, I don't want the hit on my DAC report on my CDL. So I just don't. Uh-oh, here you go, Tobin. Tobin's hat is in the stream.
Yes.
Stool said he's jealous of your hat. And no, he said he thinks that you guys need to compare hats. I'm sorry. That your hat might be too nice.
That's a bit weird and pervy. I don't want to
But
compare
Stool,
hats
it's
with
you.
you, Tobin. Don't listen to the
It is
leather. She
pretty-
just makes
it is
things
a
up
new
about
hat.
me. I do like it. Could I see it in big close up, please? B, can you make his hat big?
All right.
You
Yeah,
want
it's
to make
it's actually a
his hat big?
Zelda
No,
hat.
but I can put him on a solo layout.
Oh, it's splendid. It's got a thing as well.
Visor?
I think that's a technical term, yeah. But hey,
Is it called
Elon
a
Musk-
bill?
a bill, yeah. Elon Musk is not here, so I'm just going to go for visor. Yeah, that works.
It's called a baseball hat.
Or baseball cap. Oh, it's a Zelda hat. Oh, that's cool.
Jenny's doing the education.
Nice.
You know, there's a whole bunch of red ones that say "Make America Great Again." You can get those for damn near nothing.
I've heard about this. Was that a thing?
They're really cheap, especially in all the blue states.
Wouldn't catch me in one of those.
No.
Fuck no. Nope. Nope. Not in a million years. A lid or brim. Yes, Dave, it would be considered a lid or brim. You know, I
I'm
used to
going-
love Zelda back in the day, Tobin.
Yeah.
I kind of want to say
way,
Brim.
way back, we didn't have it, but we had friends that had it. They'd sit there and play it for hours, and we go over and watch them because we were like, "Oh my god, it's a video game that's not a white dot or tanks." You know, like that's all we knew. So we saw Zelda, we were like, "Oh my!" And it was the old pixelated. You know, you could see the top view Zelda.
Blown away.
Yeah. But it was cool to us.
Yeah. Heck yeah. No, I was introduced to video games with the Atari 1800. We had the little ping or pong or it was in the old pole position. Pong, yeah. Yeah, Pac-Man.
Dude, pole
all those-
position. I played
all
that
those
in the
old schools.
arcade. You had the steering wheel.
But yeah,
the
when
pedal.
Nintendo came out with Mario Brothers and Zelda,
Yeah. Boop,
Oh.
boop, boop. Prepare to qualify.
Pole position was awesome.
I
But I'm-
love pole. I dumped hundreds of dollars in that machine, I'm sure, over 2 or 3 years.
I'm not familiar with this new documentary that you just mentioned about top-down Zelda. I'll search on Pornhub later, but I've never heard about it.
Well, that's Zelda was originally a top-down game when it was first introduced.
You're such a.
You know,
so it's almost like you're a guy. Why is everything about sex?
all these
Because when I talk about food, you get bored and kick me out.
all these games you're talking about were satanic. They corrupted the minds of young people, and look what they've done to you guys. Look at all of you, huh? This is because of early video games. You have been damaged, can't you tell?
Yep. You're right.
Well,
because
Video said nothing to you.
I would spend
Oh, no.
approximately.
But I introduced this stuff to my
1/4 of My
kids.
life.
My kids.
I'm
and
I'm playing
Round
video games
video
right
game.
now. I'm playing video games as we speak.
Are you the one
Yep.
making all the noise, Santi?
No.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. Simply
Let's test that theory.
Secular has pole position on his machine. I need to know how to do that.
Who's making that noise?
I think you may need to.
Oh,
Well, I think you need to install an emulator to be able to play.
Yeah, I've actually got lots of Amiga emulators, and
Oh,
you
yeah?
guys are too. You lot are too young for that shit.
I
But
know
I
what
do
that is.
love my Amiga emulators. But I've never actually done this. I should look into this and do some research.
Brainbug. Good call, buddy.
I think
I've
it-
always loved Zelda. I played all the. I played the
Right.
Ocarina of Time and the original new one that came out, and Ocarina of Time. That's it.
Yeah, I think you can get an
Skyward
NES.
Sword was fun.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
play that one.
That was a good one.
Breath of the Wild is stunning. It's like the newest one, or one of the newest ones, if not.
Oh, really? I haven't played video games in years because they progressively got to the point where you have to be really, really good, and I'm not. And I lose all the time, so I refuse. Every so like once a year, I'll look at like Xbox or PlayStation. Look at the maybe I should buy, and then I go, no, I'm just gonna lose and be mad, and I'll never play it. So I just don't.
You can always play RPGs. You know, like
Well, I do like some of
compete against
those, but I'm
yourself.
not willing to pay for them. So
I understand.
I am a broke motherfucker. Who is Zelda? I don't know, but she seems to get around. Yeah, JR, that hoe be getting around. You know what I'm saying? I bet you if you looked up Zelda porn, you would probably find something.
Nobody would ever do that.
Still, you've already done it. What did you find?
Why do you always think the worst of me?
I'm sorry. I thought I was talking to Stool. Oh, you know I love you, honey. Do you need a hug?
No, we're not allowed to.
I'll
I'm
hug
not
you
allowed.
around the neck like this.
No, the latest news is, and this is a true thing. This will
Go.
make you laugh. Oh fuck! I can't believe I'm going to say these words. This country is so screwed. We are legally allowed to hug people from next Monday. There you go.
Starting next Monday.
Yeah.
Or just on
Legal?
that one day, or from that point forward?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Maybe it's just for an hour. I don't know.
You go to everybody's house. Everybody's driving around like maniacs. Quick, give me a hug. All right, see you later. Give me a hug. I got 1 hour. Oh my!
Well, I think California has gone to yellow. I think as far as
That sounds racist, to be honest, Gio. That sounds
Well-
really racist.
Shut up, Stool.
I didn't. It's not. I didn't designate it that color.
Look, This is the United States still. People don't read well sometimes, so they make colors for everything.
I
Like
like it. I get it now.
A fire danger area, you go like green, yellow, red. Red is don't fucking breathe on the leaves are going to go up in flames. You know, so they make color wheels because America. So yellow is better than red, so that's good.
God bless America.
So what is the Geo with that system? What is yellow, like moderate or something?
Yellow was like one step away from nothing.
Oh, well, that's good.
So, well, I don't know how good that is, but you know, that's what they're going on.
Yeah, is
Now-
that right?
I don't know.
That's a
I'm
big
just-
state to have no cases.
Yeah. But don't take it from me, please.
That's it. No, it was said. Everybody spread the news.
I
Geo
heard
said
it.
Do your own research. Look it up, please.
Read, assholes, read.
Yeah, really.
All right, no
So
doubt.
is this what we would call the equivalent of our traffic light system, which is basically made to explain things to very, very simple people who still can't fucking get it right?
I'm pretty
that
sure
kind
that's
of
what they
thing?
based it off of. Red, yellow, green. Yep.
Yeah.
Green is
So-
good. Yellow is watch out. Red is stop.
Do you think maybe the middle color confused people because let's just get rid of the yellow, let's just do red and green, keep it very simple.
See, red
You
and-
probably
bad,
should.
do
And
not
just
do.
that would be a great idea, honestly.
Green,
And just
go for
delay
it.
each light a couple seconds, so when somebody runs a red light, you don't have an accident. I mean, they do that already.
Well, if you combine red and green, that makes like brown, right?
Yeah,
I don't think that's a
Yes.
thing.
but I
It
don't
does
think they'll
make
be on at
sense.
the same time and look brown.
I don't know what
come
I'm
on,
trying to get. I don't know
please.
what I'm getting at. So.
Are you actually comparing my hat to Hitler? Who does that? Who does that?
Mice.
Mice? Oh dear.
Why we think the worst of stool equals the hat.
My hat is fucking lovely. It's literally the best and only thing I have in my life. And you know what, Tobin? Oh, take the hat off.
Don't do it. Leave it on to piss him off. Don't do it. Don't take it off.
Take the hat off, Tobin.
Don't do it. Don't do it. No, no, no. Don't you listen to Stool. Don't you be Stool's
The
fit?
old man, dog.
You man.
Oh no!
Stool,
You're
take your hat.
conflicting me. Ah!
Oh,
It-
are you getting?
Yeah, how
are you
about
getting
that? I'll
confused?
take mine off if you take off yours.
Oh no, I did
No, it's
that.
not confusion. It's
It's mutual
Huh?
respect. He didn't know which one to listen to.
I took mine off twice, and sorry, Kitty, you didn't see it. But to be fair, when I take this off now, it actually did look like your left bosom. Just saying, but I don't take it off again.
Now, wait a minute. Whoa, wait. Let's back up 2 steps there. How do you know what Kitty's left bosom looks like?
I watch her sewing things, and she does tutorials.
She doesn't show her boobs. You don't know
The
what the
only
ends of them
sewing
look like. I mean, there's
tutorials
some
I
cleavage here
did-
and there, but
Stool
I
figures
I
they
was
look
on
like
camera for the sewing tutorials that I did.
Stool figures they look like his.
like his head? It's weird.
No, like his boom.
No, he said that his head looked like her left breast, and I want to know how he knows that
Because
and
he
why
thinks
I didn't get to see them.
I mean, it's probably as big as it is. I mean, like, I told this joke before. I saw a meme at the beginning of the pandemic saying, "Oh, just use your bra cup to make a face mask," and I was like, that wouldn't work for me because my bra cup fits my entire face.
I'm so being a good boy right now. I'm just going to keep quiet.
Randy said red and green were already done for the stoplights. There were too many accidents. They needed yellow to indicate slow down. So they added the yellow light. Well, you know, maybe we could just call it like natural selection. The dumb ones run the light. No, because they're killing good people. Never
The
mind.
actual traffic light system that we use when we're in our cars, I think we've kind of mastered that principle, haven't we? But what I'm talking about is when you apply that system to the COVIDs, people get really confused for some reason.
Do they let you drive? Drive.
Yeah, we can drive.
No, are you allowed to drive?
Where's this going? This is going to end badly. I know what you're doing. Never
just
trust the
asking.
Jenny. Never trust the Jenny, because Jenny told me that bad thing about a year ago about the oil. You have no idea what I'm talking about, have you, Jenny?
No, I don't. I don't.
No.
I don't fucking know what you're talking about, but honestly, I was only halfway listening. What were you saying? Something about oil? I heard oil.
That's a really good thing for a host to say. Thank you for halfway listening. Congratulations. No, Jenny told
You
this
know, I
really.
was busy. There's important people in the chat too, Stool. You're not the only one here.
I beg to differ.
Go ahead, Stool. I'm only kidding. You know I love you.
I
Go
beg
ahead.
to differ because look, I've got my. Oh, he's taken the hat off. Yay!
Wimp. No, I'm only kidding. Do whatever you want.
It was
He
getting
fell.
You might
warm
be going to
anyways.
get a better hat
was
that
making
looks
my
even
head hot.
nicer.
He fell for my hypnotism.
Oh my goodness. Never
Jenny
looked
told
out.
me a really ridiculous made-up story. Actually, she told me two. The first one was about an oil tray. I think that's what you call it. The thing that you put underneath a vehicle to collect the oil when it drips out.
Oil pan? No. Well,
Oil pan. I think
Go
it's an
ahead,
oil
that's
pan.
fine.
Yeah.
it's
I don't
called.
remember what the
Yeah,
story
that's what I would
was,
call
but
it.
I fell for it hook, line, and sinker, and she was absolutely bullshitting. And the other one was the story that she told where she escaped on a motorcycle from the religious cult compound. And she does it with a straight face, and that's really amazing.
Jenny Ox said stool. Jenny wants to know how your drive is. Can you keep going or do you need to hit every rest area? No innuendos in that at all, I'm sure.
We don't do innuendos.
Nope.
Hey, I gotta hit the road. Thanks for letting me come in.
Oh,
B.
okay.
It
Thanks for
was
coming,
nice,
Gio.
nice hanging with you guys. I gotta go
Yeah.
eat something. I'm starving.
Just go
Nice
eat
having-
something. Don't be starving.
See you
Come back
Saturday,
when
bro.
you want.
Yeah, I'll
Bye,
see
buddy.
you Saturday. Later, everyone.
If we can't do innuendo, can we do euphemisms, please?
No, still the story I told you that you just don't believe.
Here
is
we go.
about How in International Falls, Minnesota, they have electric outlets at each parking meter, so you can plug in your car to keep it warm.
Oh, that was the fucker. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Man, every state like north of, I don't know, Tennessee should have that. Rex,
Hello.
how you doing, buddy?
Hey,
Oh, pretty good. How you doing? Hey, Kitty. Hey, Tobin.
As they say in the country, I'm damn fine.
little Rex.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, baby.
Goddamn right.
You know, I grew up in, you know, like that West Virginia area, and I had that thick accent. It took me years to try to get rid of some of that. And every so often I say something and it comes back out, and I'm like, damn. Like, you know, you can take
It
the
is
girl out
so
of the
weird.
country. You can't
Like
take
I
the
have grown up
country
in Texas.
sound. Go ahead, Tobin.
I've grown up in Texas my whole entire life, and throughout my life, I have been asked by so many people. They're like, "You're not from around here," and I'm like,
Not
Last
from
year
around here,
in
are you,
Texas,
boy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not from
But-
around here.
Brett,
They're-
ain't from
they're
around
always-
here, are you, boy?
they that I sound like I'm from California or Illinois or something, but I haven't even
So
gotten
what-
to go over there.
What accent?
That you're not
I'm
from
go-
that you are from around there, but you grew up to learn how to talk correctly.
What accent
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think you've got, Tobin? Do you think you have an accent
I
or
don't
not?
think I really have an accent.
Oh, I
Mhm.
caught shit for it.
Well,
in
I
the
probably
army.
have an American accent. That's probably a close.
I mean, I would guess. I'm just a stupid English person, so fuck me. But you do have that southern twang.
Got that twangy
I
twang.
do got it. Yeah.
Mm.
I
got
would be
twangy
surprised
twang.
if I didn't. I
Can
mean, I was born
confirm
and
I'm
raised.
from up north.
If you have an accent, it is extremely mild.
Yeah, you don't sound like me. You ain't from around here, boy.
So J.R. Cleet, we were talking about red lights and stuff. J.R. Cleet said, if the street light is up and down, I'm good. Sideways, I have to guess. I'm not sure which direction they go in for sure, but it is like international or something like that, that they all, the green's on one side, the red's on the other. So if you went to any country that has a sideways, any city has a sideways light, it's going to be the same every time. That's
I
just a
have n-
fact. They do that for people that are colorblind.
Just,
So
Yeah, that's
just
true.
can I just rewind there briefly
No,
because
they
you
don't-
just said that's a fact.
No, they do it red and green on one side or the other. Lets the person in the dark who's away from you tell if the vehicle is coming or going. Okay.
no, what?
Purpose of the green and red.
I don't know what a sideways light is.
That's not what I said.
Oh, I've
I
seen it.
didn't say
I've
the
seen it.
purpose of the green and the red. I said that all the way across the United States, in every city, the lights that are sideways and not up and down, the green is on the same side and the red's on the same side. I can't remember whether it goes right to left or left to right.
I'm
But
sorry.
I just,
talking about
JR
the-
said he has to guess if he sees a sideways light. And I said, well, if you find out, they're all the same. They do that intentionally. They're colorblind. So you always know, like, the green's on the bottom, red's on top. I think the green's
think
on
it
the
is
right,
from
the red's
left
on
to
the
right.
left. Huh?
No, I think the green is on the left and the red is on the
I
right.
think it is from left
Yeah.
to right with the green.
Okay.
Yeah.
green,
Because if
yellow
you're
in the
turning
middle,
left,
and
you
then
get the
red
green
on the
arrow,
right. Yeah.
and then
Yes, you're right. They do the green arrow, then the green, yellow, red. You're right.
Mhm.
You're right.
Mhm.
Yep. You're absolutely right, Tobin. It is left to right. Thank you, Rex. Yes. I live in Arkansas. You never know here. Touche, JR.
Well, fair enough.
I have been to Arkansas. I was in Hope, Arkansas, which is the birthplace of Bill Clinton. And I went to truck driving school there at the University of Phoenix in Arkansas, in Hope, Arkansas, and did a whole course there. So yeah, I know a little bit about Arkansas. Although I
What-
got to say, the teachers were amazing, amazing people.
What did Bill Clinton teach you about trucking?
Hi, OA.
Hi.
Just because I was in Hope,
Hello.
Arkansas doesn't mean I saw Bill Clinton. He doesn't live there anymore. Although they have his original house that he was born in, and it's full of Bill Clinton stuff. And everybody's like, "You want to go see it?" And I was like,
No.
"Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll
I'm gonna go
pass.
back to the hotel room and drink." Hi, OA. How are you?
Good.
Good. You
Just
know,
thought
I
I'd
don't
stop
even.
by and say
Do you
hi.
use any? Do you use
Hello.
any other name on YouTube?
Not really. I mean, you
Okay,
can call
cool.
my first name's Tiffany if you want to call me Tiffany. But
Oh, okay. I didn't know because I've never really spoke to you. Thank you so much for coming.
yeah, I
up.
know. I
Ooh,
watch your stuff
Tiffany.
all the time.
Ooh.
Aw, thanks. Yeah, I see you in the side chat a lot. So welcome to the crazy, weird, we don't know what we're talking about panel.
To be honest, I
Yay.
do
Welcome.
slightly know what I'm talking about because Ox and Secular Dave just did some really nerdy good points there about port and starboard, would you believe? And correct me if I'm wrong, I think red is port and green is starboard. I'm just bringing
Hey,
the nerd, love.
don't get into the naval reference.
I'm bringing the nerd.
Yeah, but which is port, which is starboard if you're on a ship?
Port is left, and starboard is right.
Where did the name port and starboard come from? Do you know that? I do.
I don't.
Because they always used to go into the to pull in, and it was always the dock was always on the left. The port was always on the
No,
left,
not
and
exactly.
the sea was always on the right.
When-
I'm totally bullshitting. I have no idea at all. I'm making
when
shit up.
cruise ships and stuff were,
I knew
were
you were bullshitting.
coming out, and the boat would take off. The typical vacation place that people in England were going was south. So the boat would come out of the harbor and it would head south. So that meant that the left side was on the port side of the trip, because all the ports were over on that side, and the other side was on the starboard side where the stars were visible and not the ports. And that's where the two names came from.
No, I wasn't
enough.
too far off.
Fair enough.
I will award that answer a 7.
Okay, now here's the
Because-
related one. The word posh is a
Like fancy posh.
yeah,
Like posh
yeah.
spice?
Okay.
Yeah,
It's-
okay.
it's
Gotcha.
port out, starboard home.
Huh.
Really?
What the hell did they use it for fancy ass people then?
This,
Because
you know,
those people who could afford to get the places that they wanted on the cruise ship.
this is so much.
Oh.
This is so much more fun than critical questions because we're now getting educated. So
Well, we
Oh,
don't have
Ox
to.
laid it down in the chat. Ox laid it down in the chat. Okay, I believe you, Ox.
Steer and board meaning the side of the boat, starboard.
Now, the important thing
Hey
is,
yo, I'm gonna
the important thing with this is that I may or may not have made all
I'm gonna
that
have to take off.
Oh,
Oh, Tobin.
Jenny's invented
Jenny,
a new
Take your
Yeah.
hat
game.
with you. Take your
Tobin.
hat with you.
Real quick, everybody. Tobin, thank you for coming by, buddy. I appreciate it. Go enjoy that guitar.
Bye bye.
How you
Tobin's a
doing?
cool
I
guy.
sure
Bye,
will.
bud.
And I'll be back. I'll be around. See y'all
All
later.
right. You're always
Bye, y'all.
welcome, buddy.
Yay.
B, what you need now is some nice funky. You need a nice funky jingle for when we next play. What Jenny say? Was it true or was it bullshit?
Oh,
Oh,
we could
yeah.
do that. We could do that randomly on the streams.
Is Jenny
Yeah,
just
and it
making
would be
shit
hard to
up,
tell
or is
because
it
she's
the truth?
brilliant, so she
Yeah.
says shit that
She
sounds
is.
real.
She is fucking brilliant at this. She really is.
She really is. And when she's being a smartass, my God, you don't even know it's coming until it hits you in the face.
Oh, that's what I like about being a troll like me. You can't tell if I'm trolling you until you sit down and think about it.
You
You're
know,
like,
you know
wait.
how I know that. Speaking of trolls, you know how I know that I have a decent channel now because Mice comes in and makes comments throughout my streams. So I feel like
Fair enough. Yeah.
I've made that step. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So
Yeah,
what?
he just said something. Tobin sounds like he's from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, he's Texas. Strangely
Texas.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh hey, what's new with you? How
I'm the
are
one
you?
from Massachusetts.
What's going on?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
hanging
Kitty's
out.
from Massachusetts? Oh. Yeah, that's right. She told me that one time. Yeah. Okay.
Massachusetts.
Kitty went
Massachusetts.
south, and
Matt's
by
all
going
right here.
south to Florida, she really went south. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
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 He became
My
Florida.
parents
Yeah.
moved here when I was a kid. I didn't really have much say in the matter, and now everybody that it matters to me is in Florida. Pretty much,
Oh, I feel
so.
bad for you.
Mm.
I feel bad.
You know what I do is I leave and say, hey, if you want to be where all the great people are, come with me. And then if they don't come, oh well.
This is one of those
They're
really
lost.
confusing situations because I'm legally not allowed to make fun of the Bee Gees or Kitty's massive or Kitty's massive two tits. Just saying.
Oh, jeez.
Wait a minute. Where did the rule about the Bee Gees come in?
Yeah. How'd that work?
Why are you not
Um,
allowed to make fun of the Brothers Gibb for anybody that doesn't know what that stands for?
There are probably people, maybe not in this stream, I don't know because I don't know your ages. There are probably people on this planet who don't know who the Bee Gees are. Think about that.
Oh, fuck.
Well, they're
I
obviously
was-
not staying alive if they don't know
I-
that.
Oh, good one.
Bam! That
Bullseye.
was
Bullseye.
great.
Yeah, bullseye.
That's what I like to hear. Shit
Yeah.
like that. Anyways, while you guys were interrupting me, And thank you for that. I was trying to ask OA what's new, how she's doing, what's going on her channel.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
know.
I'll mute up. I need a beer. And
Yeah,
you
shut
know.
up, Rex.
Alright.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
Alright.
I'm good. I'm just chilling at home. I worked on another video today, so
Oh, cool. When's
Just-
that coming out?
whenever I get it animated. I did all the voice stuff today, so
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I
always
don't have
record
the
it
time and
first.
patience to do that kind of premiering content, pre-done fancy shit.
You do
I
voices
can't-
before imagery? Do anybody do imagery before voices?
I don't know.
Do you just prefer it that way? Is that the way you've always done it, or do you find it
Yeah, it's
easier?
just-
Or
It's easier because then I can like match the like mouths and stuff to what I actually say.
oh, okay. Versus trying to say it and keep up with the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Why don't people do it like
Yeah.
that? That makes so
I
much
don't
more
know. It would be a lot easier.
makes so much more sense to me. Maybe it's just me, but it makes sense to me.
I just have to do things while I'm doing everything else at home because I got 2 kids at home and a house
Oh.
and everything else that I got to do. So when I have
Right.
any extra time, I'm animating or doing my
How
voice
old are
stuff.
they?
But 8 and 6.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
old enough to be a little independent, but run around and get crazy a lot. I get it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they're home all day too because of COVID. So they're doing everything online right now. So
Oh, what state are you in?
Oregon.
You're in Oregon, so you guys are still shut down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
An Oregonian. Okay, fair enough.
You know, I lived in Oregon for 3 months, and I chased. This is funny. I was 35, and this little 23-year-old redheaded chick left she was staying with us because we were trying to help her out. We gave her a job and stuff, me and my ex. And apparently my ex was hitting on her and telling her she was going to kick me out. And I figured out she was cheating on me in some form or another. So I went to leave her, and she begged me to stay, and I went back. And 2 weeks later, this chick that was renting a room off of us left and went back to Oregon. And then she texted me and said, call me when you're alone. I got to tell you something. So she told me everything that was going on. And so I went home, and my ex was complaining of having a head. I don't feel good. And she was like pouty that she left because she was totally crazy about her or something and acting like to me she was sick. So I went she didn't know anything about medication. I went to the store and I got her Benadryl, and I gave her a Benadryl, and she was knocked out for like 2 hours. I packed all my shit and left. And I went to Oregon and chased this 23-year-old girl, and we had crazy sex for like 3 months, and then I came back.
Saw what you did.
Yeah. So that's my
Nice.
experience but we were close to Beaver, and we
Oregon.
could see Mount Hood. It was beautiful there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really pretty here.
Yeah. No, Oregon is beautiful. We went into Portland and went to a music fest, and you know the coolest thing about being in Oregon, and this was in 2006. We walked around holding hands, and nobody gave us dirty looks. Nobody gave a
Oh
shit.
no, they don't care here.
They don't care. It's kind of like where I'm
No.
at now. I'm in New Mexico, and here, as long as you're not a dick, nobody cares. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much don't be a dick is the general rule.
That's
So,
pretty
you
much the rule of life.
Yeah, but you know, that doesn't always happen. But here
Well,
it
I mean-
does. Like if somebody starts being a dick here, everybody will be like, dude, shut up. Like people will
Mhm.
say shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you go to like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama,
I'm
Georgia,
good.
I
Yeah.
think that's pretty
No,
much
I'm-
the most important hashtag ever. Just don't be a dick.
That's the rule
Yeah.
for my stream, Stool. You know that. That's why Stool behaves on my streams mostly.
I do
I'll just
behave
kick
on your
them out.
stream, Speed, but it's not because I appreciate your worldly vision. It's because you scare the crap out of me.
just looking
Whatever,
around like,
Stool,
what
shut
the fuck?
up.
Let me find the
I'm
words.
a teddy
I know.
bear. What are you talking about?
I just figured it out. Still, your hat reminds me of foreskin.
Okay, that was a weird, random thing to say.
Yeah,
And-
that's kind of out of left field. Yeah.
Well, Randy said, I want to see West of the Rockies. It's on my bucket list. So when you get a chance, bring your house over here. I can have a place for you to park, and then we can go for drives. And I'm only 2.5 hours from the Colorado border ish.
Did you ever
as soon as you get close to Colorado, you can just see the Rockies right there in front of you. You start driving towards them.
Did you ever get your remote control thingamajig, B?
Oh no, I haven't had the money to waste on it.
That sounded cool.
Though. I think I'm gonna get a drone. I think instead of a remote to control car to play with, I think I'm gonna get a drone. And
Are you allowed to do
go
that
over
in your
top of the
country?
fields and film the oh my god, the cows and bulls we have here, they're longhorns. Their horns are huge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Huge.
You know damn well what I'm doing now. Clipped.
Huh?
Clipped.
Oh, the huge.
I just enjoyed it when you were talking about big horns. You know, call me old fashioned, but whatever.
Oh, Stu, what are we gonna do with you?
God damn it, Stu.
I know, Rex.
I've got to say, I don't think I've met Rex before, and forgive me because my eyesight is really shit, and I can't actually see your name under your thingamajig. So if I've met before, I am a dick, okay, but I love the thing that you did. I love the thing that you did to Tobin, where you did that. Where you from, boy? That was really fucking good.
You ain't from around here, are you, boy?
You ain't from around here.
Hey, I can do them there country voices depending on where you's at. I
You
can do
got a
them. I
pretty
grew up in West
mouth.
by God, Virginia. My mama took us there when I was 4. And so I grew up around all them people. My mama said, and I quote, "You will not speak like that. I have given birth to intelligent children, and I'll be damned if I'm going to listen to you talk like that. Pronounce words properly, and ain't a word." That's what she said. She meant it.
Fair enough. That's fair
Yeah.
enough.
So we all had a little bit of accents growing up, but it wasn't very strong because it's hard to have that accent and speak properly. It's hard to do both at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's true. You are right about that. Yeah.
If you enunciate everything properly, it's hard to have an accent mixed in with it. And we would say, "Mom, you're a science teacher, not an English teacher." And she'd say, "I'm your mother. I'm your everything teacher." Yes, ma'am.
I should.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I shouldn't
Fair enough.
stereotype people, but in my head brain thing now, Rex is sitting in a rocking chair with a big gun and a can of Budweiser.
No, you're wrong. It's a banjo.
Oh, banjo. Yeah, of course.
No, I'm kidding, Rex. It's the first
No,
thing
I
I
get
thought
it.
of.
I get it. I get it. No, I'm actually sitting on my couch and my gun is sitting beside me. So bring it.
And then you both got a pretty mouth.
That's right. Squeal like a pig.
He
That
made
is
me
fucking
squeal
nightmare
like
fuel.
a pig.
Nightmare Fuel. That movie.
I'm sorry, Kitty.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Kitty. I didn't mean
People
to
watch that movie in terror. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
Sorry. I know it's fucked up, except for the rape part. But the rest of it,
Well,
I think
yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
That little
Except for
kid,
the
he's got
rapey
the fucked
bit,
up
yeah.
teeth, and he's like, just kind of staring at you like this. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm like, you guys call that scary. I call that growing up. That's what was down the road from me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh man, I'm telling you, we had people. There was an old man that lived down the road from us. He always wore denim coveralls or overalls, whatever you want to call them. Overalls, not coveralls. And and had the little brass hitches on him, and he always had some kind of flannel shirt or t-shirt, depending on the time of year. And he would just leave his doors open, and the chickens and goats would just walk in and out of his house. Like that's how he lived. He only shut
Man,
the doors
fuck a
at night. And
goat.
I'm pretty sure he just put all the animals inside his little like one-room shack.
Well, fuck a goat. I dated a chick who had like 8 goats. Fuck that shit. They want to take you out at the knees. And I'm like, no. And you can't punch them in the head because their heads are hard as fuck.
Oh my God. You know what you should do sometime, Rex? You see my brother, and you ask him ask him about headbutting with the goat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's
I don't
when
even
the
want to
goat
talk
was
about it.
little, you know, we got this goat, and I think somebody sold it to my mom really cheap. And every time we had brush building up, we just moved the goat. He was our brush hog, you know. So
Right.
we didn't have to do anything to feed him. If we had him tied up, we made sure he had a bucket of water. He was good. He had all that shit to eat. And so Richard started doing that headbutt thing with him. And one time he pulled up and he went whap. And Richard was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh, game over!
Exactly.
Oh, game over! No more of that shit."
Yeah.
He had a headache for like 2 days from that shit. That fucking goat smacked the shit out of him.
That wasn't a headache. That was a concussion.
Yes,
How does
yes,
that
Oh,
seem
yeah.
like a
pretty much
good
was a
idea?
concussion.
How does
No,
headbutting a
it's
goat
not.
seem like a good idea? Like,
No.
Well, the goat was little, but when it got older, it wasn't
didn't
so little
care.
anymore.
Yeah, it didn't give a fuck.
I mean, it
would come at
wasn't
your
raised
knees.
around. We got it when he was small, so he wasn't raised around other goats, so he didn't know that whole headbutting thing.
Mhm.
I
You know,
think
he
I
never
can.
did it.
I think I can beat this beat.
Hmm.
I have a major dislike for, and I've seen what Tobin said, so I'll get to you later, you bad boy. I have a major dislike for sheep and goats and ducks and Highland cows. I think they're all stupid pieces of nonsense. They need to go away.
No, I can't eat them if they go away. Fuck you, Stool. I like a good fucking steak.
Yeah, goddamn, get off my
They're-
beef.
They're okay when they're on your plate, but when they've been alive and all that shit, they're an absolute pain in the fucking ass.
You know what makes me mad? This is what makes me mad. Everybody, the vegetarians want to give us shit, but they're eating my food's food, and that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Goddamn,
Eddie?
quit depriving my cows of their grass. Yeah,
Don't be eating that wheatgrass. My cow was going to eat that shit. It makes some good
that's
milk.
right. Hey, wheat goes into a cow, and the cow goes onto my plate. So vegetarian. There you
Yep, we drink it, we eat it. Fuck yeah, and then our dogs chew on the bones.
go. That's
vegetarian by proxy.
right.
So we shouldn't
We're-
talk about a nice, fat, thick, juicy steak.
Oh goddamn, a T-bone
I would
Cook-
prefer. I
cooked
would
in the
prefer,
air fryer.
Porterhouse.
Oh,
Porterhouse, baby.
goddamn.
I
There
would
you
prefer
go.
to keep pigs. Good
What,
thing about
Jenny?
keeping. Good thing about keeping pigs is you get all that food from them, just like a goat. But they can also get rid of a body for you.
Oh,
Oh yeah, a
absolutely.
pig will fucking chomp a body down.
Yeah.
The
You
bones
let
and
you let
all.
an
Yeah,
animal get
bones
in there
and
and get
all.
trampled, they'll eat it.
Oh yeah.
Bacon
We used to-
is one
we-
thing that would possibly get me to believe in a higher power. Like, I mean, it's so fucking
Bacon.
perfect. I could not live without bacon.
Well,
And
bacon
pigs
and
give
sausage.
you bacon, so that's why I love
Yeah.
them.
I need to interject here. As Jenny's attorney, Jenny, stop talking.
Okay.
We don't talk about the pig thing, okay?
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Ox
We-
got deliverance facts.
I
The
thought
guy
statute
that
of
played the
limitations was
banjo
over.
in Deliverance didn't know how to play the banjo.
Always
didn't?
remember, this is
Well,
sound
shit.
legal advice, Jenny. Always remember, because you're American and you have certain I can't say that, fucker. You have rights. Always plead the pig. Okay?
No, it's plead the fifth, not the
No,
pig.
it's the pig. You plead the pig.
No, you
no,
say-
no. That's UK
Okay.
shit. Over here, we plead the fifth.
Well,
We
I'm
did it
gonna
as
plead the
children. My
pig.
mom would be like, "Do you guys know anything about pleading the fifth, Mom?" And she'd be like, "Damn, I never should have taught you that."
Oh no, it's. I want to speak to my lawyer before I answer any questions. That's.
I was 16. I didn't even know what a lawyer was. What are you talking about? Did you not hear that I said I grew up out in the middle of nowhere?
Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Lawyers were for them big fancy, they're fancy rich people who lived all the way in town, about an hour or so up the road. About
I'm just
40
gonna-
minutes as crow flies right up past that tree. You can find you a lawyer.
I have to
You
say
say
this.
that
This is the
but
best
yeah, I
episode of
live
the
an hour
Dukes of
from
Hazzard ever.
Come on, Bo, we gotta go.
Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah, you've got to be old to get that.
It's
Mice,
Cooter. We
man, Mice,
get
I gotta
over
tell
on
you,
Cooter.
this is a record for you. Mice has been going on for almost an hour now, making funny comments about Stool's Hat for
Yeah,
for almost an hour now. It's been like
I-
55 minutes.
I've noticed this, and I was thinking about phoning the police because it's a little bit creepy and stalky. But whatever.
You gonna get the bobbies on it. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, I'll get the bobbies. Yeah.
Stool, do you know anybody who knits?
Say again, Jenny.
Do you know anybody who knits? You know.
Oh, who knits? Okay, that was interesting. I'll get back to that. No, I do not.
I was thinking if you found somebody who would knit, maybe you could pay him a commission to knit you a replacement hat for that, and have it be a knitted bowler hat.
Oh, that would be very, very cool. That would be cool.
You could be.
The Lone Wanderer says that she knits.
I'm going to take that on board, Jenny, and this will be my new dream.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. Yeah.
I want to knit it.
Yeah.
Actually, Jenny, do you think I should have a bowler hat or a top hat? Knitted, of course.
I would go for the bowler. It's more English.
Do you think
then
so?
you could have them also knit a matching Speedo type swimsuit for you.
Oh God! Don't put Stool in a mankini.
Oh God, damn! Yeah,
oh, it was bad
no. I
enough
don't
on
need
Matt
to see that. Yeah, I don't need to see that.
It'd be gorgeous.
What in the UK? Stool's hat is known as stalker wear. I bet it is. Bet it is, Mice. I bet it is. Whew, you guys have made me laugh more in the last about 40 minutes that I have all day. I'm so serious today at work.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, thank you, Rex. Yes, you were part of that. There was we got to get OA to talk some more, but yeah, the rest of the four of you pretty much were cracking me up.
I think I've worked this out. I think I've worked it out. When Rex speaks, what you have to do is nod politely and back away.
You know what you have to do, Stool, is be quiet for a second because Jenny and OA were trying to talk and you started talking over them. Go ahead, Jenny. You first.
I was just asking Tiffany if there's any chance that we were damaging your brain for life.
Oh, sorry, I was laughing. My bad. I'll mute.
Shut up, Rex. I'm gonna mute all you guys. I'm gonna kick you all up. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Jenny. Say that again.
I'm not gonna say it again. Twice is
It's
enough.
not funny anymore. Well, we haven't heard it yet. To us, it would be funny. Anyways, Tiffany, what were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Oh, now everybody gets silent on me. You know what? That's it.
Oh, Tiffany was going to say, fuck you, Brex.
She left.
Oh, she probably had an internet issue. So she'll be back.
I'm just going to do whatever
No,
Rex
I got
and
mad
Bree
and
say.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not mad.
I've never been so scared in my life.
Why,
Rex,
Stool?
you scary, scary person. Please don't shoot me.
I won't shoot you, man. Hey, don't come at me like that, bro, and it'll
You're
be
too
all
scrawny, Stool. He can't eat you. You ain't got no meat on your bones.
Oh,
We like
good.
a nice
Oh, you're looking at my
fat bull.
yeah, you're looking at my last picture, so you know. So fair enough.
Oh my God, Mice. I don't even know how you can still go on. If you wear Stool's hat long enough, you will chuckle like Jack the Ripper.
Why is there so much hate for my hat today? What have I done wrong?
I have no idea. Like, Mice is just on a roll.
Well, you chose it.
JR said tons of mice had something that looked like Stool's hat, but the doctor removed it.
Is it because I wasn't treating Tobin's hat with equality? Am I being punished?
Stool, I think it's just because it's you, buddy.
How dare you
I
be
think so
hatted
too, yeah.
and fucking discriminate against hats?
Yeah.
All
Exactly.
hats matter.
All,
Hashtag.
all hats matter. And by the way, speaking of hats, I think I should go buy a fedora.
Oh,
I think I want a fedora.
I think that would
I
suit
had
you.
one years ago. It was my grandfather's. And when my mom was in the hospital and we packed up all of her stuff and put it in storage because somebody tried to break in her house, then she passed away and my sister took everything. I never saw that fedora again. And I didn't think about it till like a year or a year and a half after she died. And I went, oh, I lost Grandpa's hat. It was gone. It was so cool and it fit me perfectly. And it looked so fucking good on me. Oh, if I was out of the closet back then, I could have picked up some chicks. Whew. Just saying. Walt Disney's head is frozen inside Stool's hat. Oh my God, Stool, what'd you do to these guys?
I have no idea what I've done.
The hat hate moved from Tobin to Stool. Karma is a bitch.
I'm picking up some really bad hat head here.
You know, if you just wouldn't have buzzed your head, Stool, we wouldn't be here right now. That's what started all this.
I don't know what that means.
When you cut your hair, everybody started making a big fit of it on picking on you on Twitter.
But I cut it off, and I'm the sexiest thing that you'll ever see on the YouTubes. But I got called a light bulb, so fuck you.
How many watts?
See, the key here is, Stool, is
3.
when you do something like that, you approach everybody and pick on yourself, and then nobody has anything left to say, and nobody will pick on you.
Okay.
Well, that's what I do.
So I guess what we need now is a way to all bring the world together, and probably with a Michael Jackson song, maybe with a bit of Celine Dion. I'm going to call this number.
We are the
Feed.
world.
No, we are the hat.
We are the hat. We
Yeah.
are the hat. We shade your face. I didn't say I could sing. No one give me shit about that. I know I can't sing. It's okay. Yeah, Stool, you have to have hair to have a hat head, so
I've got hair.
Oh, you do not.
prove it.
I have hair. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean I haven't got it.
You know, that's true because I tried to shave this morning. My razor must have been bad, and I still have like peach fuzz all over my face, blonde peach fuzz, but you guys can't see it. So it's not there. Doesn't exist. Out of sight, out of mind.
You know, one of the hilarious things is about these bizarre streams. Can you hear the noises? She actually stands there sewing and cutting with the scissors. Just oblivious to everything.
No, she's not oblivious. She hears everything. Look at her. She looked right at you, Stool. Did you fuck with Kitty? Kitty on the ball, man. She got like one ear. She's got like 3 or 4 ears, I think. She's got one ear into what she's doing, one ear on the stream. She's listening for the husband and she's listening for the kid. Don't mess with the mom. She got eyes in the back of her head and shit.
Yeah, Kitty will fuck you up.
You know what my mom used to do when we were little? She'd take her glasses off and she'd put them on backwards. And she'd walk away and go, I'm watching you. And we'd look at her glasses and we'd be like, that's fucking weird.
How the hell did she do that?
I don't, because her hair was so thick. She'd just prop them in her hair. She had like big, thick, dark brown, almost black Italian hair.
Oh, okay.
So she'd just stick the little earpieces down in there and her hair would grab it. And she'd walk around
Mom.
like that. Watching
Mom,
you.
you're fucking freaking me out, Mom.
I was a little kid like, what the fuck? And then and it's funny because you're growing up and you have one of those parents that knows everything. She hears a noise and she knows what it is. Because you know, I was the last kid. Like my mom raised so many kids. There was no pulling one over on this woman. She fucking had all the pre-training in for me. I wasn't getting away with shit. So she'd hear like a little tiny noise and she'd go, what are you doing? And I'd be like,
God
fuck,
damn
how
it,
did she
Mom.
know that shit?
Yeah. God damn it, Mom.
I
Fuck.
just farted. How did she know I was getting into the candy? Yeah, it's true. She always knew.
My kids are too smart. They don't believe the whole eyes in the back of the head thing.
Oh, we didn't believe it. We just thought it was bizarre.
Yeah. It was like, what the fuck?
I mean, I was like 5, 4, and I'm going, the fuck?
Yeah. She's like, I see you.
Yeah.
What? How the fuck did you do that?
But she always knew everything, man. She was sly. Like, we'd be behind, down below the seat in the car, behind her. You know, where no mirror could see. And she'd be like, stop.
Here's the thing. When you become a mom, you get 2 new superpowers. You get a sixth sense for when kids are getting into shit they're not supposed to. He's allowed to have the
Sixth
Pepsi,
or
so,
stick?
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Sixth sense. You also learn how to use what I call the dinosaur arm, where you're holding up the kid and you're using your arm like this to try to like grab shit. Like you get really good at the dinosaur arm.
Yeah, the T-Rex
and
arm.
You get a
Mhm.
spidey sense
I've
for
had
when
that.
your kid gets into shit. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Mom
yeah.
super-
Disney was like, yep, yep, yep. Yep,
Dude,
yep,
I've
yep.
put a knee in on a diaper change before. You can't fool me. I've changed more diapers. Because when I was 14, my sister had her first child, the oldest of our family. So I started helping with that kid, and then she had another kid, and then she had another kid, and then my other sister had 2 kids, and then I had a kid. And then, like, there was diapers everywhere. And now people are like, oh, did she poop? And I'm like, yep, here you go. I'm almost 50. I don't have to do that shit anymore. I'm done.
Yep. That's
No more
not my
diapers for
job.
me.
Yeah.
Not my job. I love kids. I'll play with them. I'll get down on the floor. I love to color, and I'll play like trucks and make the noises. I'm a total fucking goofball when it comes to kids. And I love them. And as soon as they shit their pants, I go get a cup of coffee and wait for mom and dad to clean it up. You wanted the
Somebody
kid.
else's job.
Randy says, my mom had me exercised. I have a few scars still. You are weird, Randy, but I fucking love you for some reason.
A lot of weird people here tonight.
Everybody here is weird.
Oh, sure
Kitty's
we
the
are.
most normal one, and by God, she's not normal. Oh, I'm
Glass
sorry.
houses,
No way, I don't
there,
know you that
Stool.
well. I shouldn't
Glass
say that. You might
fucking
be
houses.
I'm a weirdo too.
glass. Oh, you're a weirdo too? Yay. Okay, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Both.
That's a hard
Wait a
one.
minute, I'm asking OA. Hold on, Rex.
Okay,
You guys
fair
can
enough.
chime in while she's
Fair
thinking.
enough.
Jenny, Star Trek
Probably
or Star Wars?
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Jenny?
Neither. They both suck.
Touche,
Oh,
Kitty.
goddamn. Kick her out. She's gone.
I am actually by fandom. Like I'm bi in a lot of ways, and that's one of them. I actually love
I'm
them both.
bisexual. I'm by fandom. I'm by. Okay, cool. Stool?
This is a toughie, and I'm actually going to agree with the loud scissor person on this one. Fuck,
You're
they are
by
so
fandom
loud.
too?
They're so loud. I hate them both, but I love them both. I think Star Wars is the best thing ever, but George Lucas is a twat. And Star Trek is awesome, but Gene Roddenberry was a twat. So, you know, I can take either or neither, whatever.
Stool, you think everybody's a twat?
I love how you people can't say that word. It makes me so
What?
immensely
You
happy.
always say like twat? Did you guys hear about that guy on the airline? Speaking of which, he was on TWA airline, and the stewardess kept coming up and asking him, you know, can I get you a pillow? And he's like, no, I'm fine. And she's like, can I get you a TWA blanket? And he's like, no, I'm good. And she's like, okay.
This is gonna
Can I
be
get you
painful.
a TWA water? No, I'm good. Some TWA coffee? He's like, no, really, I'm good. It's a short flight. I don't need anything. She said, what about some TWAT? And he said, now that I'll take.
Tish.
Tish. Old joke. Heard it when I was like 9.
For those in the chat, there used to be an airline called TWA.
Oh, yeah. For all of you under like 37 or something, there used to be an airline called TWA. Whatever happened to that airline, Jenny? Do you know?
Got bought.
Well, yeah, they got shut down. They got bought off by somebody.
I mean, Flight 800 happened.
Yeah, that didn't help them.
Then what happened?
Flight 800.
Oh, yeah. Well, right.
That's kind of
TWA Flight
It's
800
kind of
went
weird.
like kaboom.
It's weird how you now have to give a footnote to your jokes because the youngsters don't get it. Oh,
I know.
So tiresome.
And I said
What they did
TWA
today.
airline, you know, so they knew. I was trying to throw hints.
I knew where you were going with this. I got it. I thought it was reasonably funny.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
I'm not going to rate it on Rotten Tomatoes. You know, I'll give it maybe a 40% chance of funny.
Well, I rate it on Chuckles, 1 to 10. You get, it's not really that funny. You got, it's okay. But if someone's really like laughing, you get up to 10. That's a 10 joke. So I'm going to say that's a 2 chuckle joke. It's a 2 chuckle.
I would give it maybe 2.5 chuckles.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm being generous, but I appreciate the effort that you put into the delivery.
Thank you.
Because you went for that. You went for that.
You got to build up to it. That's
Exactly.
like the guy that got the job out in the desert. Did you guys hear about him? So he gets this construction job, and they're building like this big oasis city in the middle of the desert. But there's no way for him to get there because he gets the job. They say, hey, if you want it, you got to be here by Friday at 2 p.m. so we can set everything up for Monday. And he's like, all right, I'm going to be there. So he like spends all his money on a flight. He packs up all his shit. He puts everything in storage. He flies there. He gets a taxi to this place. They're like, oh, you can rent a camel. You have to ride a camel out into the desert because he has no transportation. So they tell him where to rent a camel. And he's like, cool. So he goes up there and he's like, oh my God, he's late. And he's like running and it's like an hour ride into the desert. He's got like 40 minutes to make it there. He's freaking out. He just spent all of his money and he's afraid he's not going to have the job. So he goes up to this guy. He's got this camel stand where he rents camels. And he's like, hey, man, I need to rent a camel. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't have any left. And the guy's like, come on, man. I know I'm a white dude. I know I'm American, but don't fuck around. Like, I have money. I'll pay you double for that camel in the back. I saw a camel back there. And he said, oh, no, man. You don't want to rent that camel. And he's like, why? And he said, well, that camel there's got a couple little issues. And he'll go, so far out and he'll stop and you got to get off and jerk him off. And he's like, what? That can't even be real. He's like, whatever. So the guy rents the camel to him at half price. He's like, fuck it. So he takes off and they're getting it, going through the desert and the camel just stops. And he's like, come on, camel, come on. And he's kicking him and smacking him. Camel's just standing there chewing his cud. So he gets off the camel and he fights with him and fights with him. And, come on. And the camel won't move. And he's like, are you fucking, that guy wasn't kidding. So he goes up underneath the camel and he jerks him off real quick, hops back on. They take off. They're going and going and going and going and going and going. Camel stops again. He yanks on him a little bit, but he's frustrated by this time. So he's like, fuck it. He just goes underneath there, jerks camel off, wipes his hand off on a rag, jumps back on the camel, and they're going again. So they get a couple more miles up the road, and the guy's like, oh, we're making good time. He's looking at his watch. I might make it. The camel stops again. He's like, fuck. This time he doesn't even think about it. He just jumps off, runs underneath the camel, jerks camel off, jumps back on. Camel doesn't move. He's like, what the fuck? So he gets off camel, he gets up underneath the camel, jerks camel off, gets back on. Camel doesn't move. He's like, well, what's going on, man? So he gets off and he starts yelling at the camel because he's so pissed off. And the camel looks at him and goes, now that I got you all the way out in the middle of the desert. Oh, I think that was a 3 chuckle. What do you guys think? Get any better? No? Fuck. I have dad jokes, don't I?
No.
Like a
I'm going to
dad
get in
joke.
trouble for saying this, but I've got to give that a 2 chuckle.
You know, that was a 3 stool. You know what?
I give
I
it a
don't
2.5.
Every time
Yeah, I
with this
give
guy,
it a 2.5.
he just
Yeah.
wants to be kicked off every stream. And now he's in the back going, okay, go ahead. Give me the chuckle
No.
rating.
No,
2, huh?
no, you kicked me out.
Fine. I don't want your
And now-
chuckle rating.
And,
I
and
think
now
it's a
I'm,
good joke.
and now I'm upset, and you've hurt me.
Oh wait, do you know why the English give them the 2 fingers instead of the middle finger?
Wait a minute. Do you know why what?
The English give people 2 fingers instead of the middle finger.
Why is that?
Stool knows. He's waiting
I'm waiting.
because
Go.
because
Listen, I'm not scared of your rocking chair and your gun. So go. Just say it.
well, no, it's because the French
Ding
would
ding
cut
ding
off.
ding 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 ding.
The
Stool.
French would cut off the archer's 1st finger so they couldn't pull the bow back.
Hmm. So they're not
Because,
used to having that finger?
Well, the long bowmen were like howitzers back then. They were like the heavy artillery back then.
Right, right,
And
right,
they
right.
would, yeah, and they would
They
cut
had the
off their
distance.
fingers. Yeah, they would cut off their fingers to make them
So they
not
couldn't
as
use the bow.
effective. Yeah, yeah.
On both hands?
Can I just before you started this?
Is this how they invented finger sandwiches?
I
That's
don't know.
the
I
one,
thought
yeah.
he was heading in the lesbian direction.
Well,
I was
don't know.
interested.
Hey,
Something about
could
fingers.
be.
I don't know.
Could be.
Rex, before you started this long-winded pile of nonsense, did you actually sit down and think about it? Because
Well, no, I read about it.
No, actually, Dave agrees. Dave said the
Oh.
British archers showing their fingers to the enemy to taunt them, like, haha, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah,
It's
I've
not-
still got
that's-
2 fingers. Yeah.
See,
I'm
thank
gonna-
you, Dave, for backing up one of my guests. I appreciate
yeah,
you.
I'm gonna take a wild guess here that Rex did his own research on the internet. That's not a real thing.
But Dave said the same thing, Stool, so.
I
You
don't
can
care
draw
what people
both
say.
second 2 fingers.
So wait a minute, you're calling my friends liars right now?
Yeah.
You bitch.
See, I pulled a little fast that time. You guys
Show
heard
him
him
2
say it.
fingers. Show him 2 fingers. Say,
He did. He went like this. That's hilarious. Usually I leave him down there for a minute. I caught him cussing at me that time. Like now he's all timid. What's wrong, Stoolio? Stoolio. No, I love you, guy. I do. I love
yeah,
everybody.
you're a great guy.
I love everybody
I
till
like
you piss me off, and I just despise you for the rest of your life.
Huh.
Takes a lot to go backwards into that trust.
I'm deeply upset and concerned. I would like an apology, please.
You're different.
Oh, I gotta
Fool,
mute. I gotta mute. I'm
If
gonna
we
call.
made you apologize every time you offended somebody, you would literally spend half your time on the internet apologizing. Because
But
some
I'm
people don't
English.
understand how to take you.
I'm English, and that is what she said, but whatever. So what I would like is, this is not a joke about anal sex. I did not want to go there.
You see that?
So what I need now here is all these bad, evil people inside chat. And I'm going to exclude Kitty from this because why the fuck do you just sit sewing all the time? That is just so bizarre.
That's what she does.
It's her
That's what
hobby.
she
She
does.
likes it.
Yeah.
So all
It's
the people
better than
inside
jerking off all the
chat,
time like you do, Stool.
I only do it on
Way more
Wednesdays.
productive. And she
I do
actually
it on
produces more
Wednesdays.
too. Oh,
Andrew Hands gonna get sticky.
Oh, B, that was bad.
that was funny. Come on.
I meant bad as in funny. You
Oh,
evil.
oh, did I get to 3 chuckles? Anybody?
That was I think that was a
You got
4,
four,
to be
Chuck.
honest.
Yeah, 4 chuckles. Yeah.
Sweet. Pick on Stool, get more chuckles. Check. Got
That's
it.
a hashtag.
Hashtag pick on Stool, get more chuckles. All one word.
So what I need now, because the whole reason that you
Tiffany's
dragged
great. Tiffany's
the whole
great.
reason that
She's
you
just sitting there laughing her ass off, and yeah. So
you dragged me here under false premises, B, and you always do this. And this is why I'm talking to my attorneys about this, because I don't trust you.
oh, that's great.
Oh, go ahead, Stool. Tell
Talk
me.
to my lawyer. Talk to my lawyer.
I came here to maybe get a 6 on the chuckleometer, and you guys are just lobbing me 2s and 3s. And the people
we got
inside.
the 4. We got the
The
4.
people is but I awarded that, so that doesn't count. So the people inside chat have been really mean to me today. So I will award. I'll award B a 4.5 chuckle if I get my apology from the people inside chat who have been stalking me all evening. And
Nobody
laughing at-
apologized. Nobody.
I'm laughing at my
Nobody
heart.
apologized. Nobody.
Sorry, not sorry.
I want you to know that Ox said most UK lawyers aren't skilled enough for American courts.
Yeah, but he spelt courts wrong, so what the fuck?
Oh shit.
I think you meant to spell that W-E-A-R, but still funny. Wear your new hat, Stool. What could go wrong?
Apollo G.
Ah, oh, I know Apollo. Gee whiz, he's a good guy, isn't he? Yeah. Anybody
be
named
fair,
Apollo probably needs smacked in the head.
The original Apollo G missions were very, very clever.
I saw a patient's name today, and his initials were PP. And he was like a teenage boy, and I was like, that poor child. You know he gets picked on, right? All the time after that. The only thing I could think would be worse is if his middle initial was like an A, so he was like Pap.
I have questions about this.
Yes.
I'm perturbed, B, because I know what you do as a job. So what the crap are you doing looking at random people's medical records? Just say.
Stool.
Mm-hmm.
Stool, I work at a doctor's office.
Oh, I thought you were still doing that other thing.
No. I started my new job.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they still let you have guns.
Not at work. Neither did the other jobs.
Not at work.
I don't work on a ranch. That's the only place you can go to work and have a gun on you. Nor am I like part of any law enforcement or
Cab
criminal
driver.
investigation.
Be a cop.
Cab driver, bartender. Cab drivers and bartenders usually carry guns. Security guards, Brinks truck drivers, like the armored truck drivers.
Yeah, my point is my positions that he's just talking about have nothing to do with anything like that. That's what I'm saying. It's no like investigative. It's not security. It's not law enforcement. It's not anything like that. You don't walk into a common place unless you have one of those I can carry a gun titles and everybody knows you have one. You don't carry a gun into work.
Oh,
And
firstly,
if you do, you will quickly be fired.
Oh, no.
They all have laws against it.
I have to address these points that B has raised. Firstly, I do not walk into common places. I'm posh. I have a hat. I do not go into common places. Secondly, whilst I'm allowed to talk before she does that bad thing, do you not find it really weird that when Kitty unmutes herself, it sounds like a really fucked up episode of Quiplash? She just says random stuff.
Still shut up. No, she doesn't. She waits and she puts it on the conversation every time. Now, sometimes we move fast, and by the time she gets to her computer to unmute herself, she might be about 3 to 10 seconds behind, but not really. Don't you pick on Kitty?
I have my
She's
phone.
like my niece.
I have
Don't
my
pick your
phone on a
cat.
little. Yeah, no, Auntie B she's my lesbian aunt, and I love her.
Make
and I
it
would
Uncle
choke a
B.
bitch for her. So
Uncle B.
You know what? I don't
Uncle
pick
B.
No,
on
I'm
anybody.
serious. Uncle B.
I don't pick on anybody, but I'm going to
Uncle B.
say here now, I really
Thank you.
like your iron, Kitty.
Sorry, what was that?
She's no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, we didn't hear
Yeah,
you,
Kitty,
Stool.
No,
Kitty's
B was
about to
talking
put
at
a
the
foot in
same
your ass.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, is this me fucking up? I really like your iron.
You're iron. Okay.
Your iron.
Thank you.
It's
pretty
got a
fancy.
lovely, it's got a lovely turquoise color. That's kind of sexy. I like that. I can appreciate that.
I bet you it
And my
steams
son put a
too,
little
doesn't it,
sticker on
Kitty?
it. He put a little sticker on
Yay.
there.
Oh yeah, it's a steaming iron. That's why it's colored like that. You can see how much water's in it.
Although I had to take the water out because when putting vinyl on the iron-on vinyl that I use, you can't use steam or it will fuck it up and it won't adhere. So fun fact,
Right,
if you're
well,
doing
yeah.
heat transfer iron-on vinyl, do not use steam. It will not adhere. You want a bone-dry iron.
Oh, this
And
is
you gotta-
true.
That is
and you
all.
gotta put a towel over the plastic.
This is also true, Jenny. Yeah.
Yep, gotta
You know-
protect it. Direct.
Even
Yeah, plastic and hot metal, not good together. You want to put a protective
you can
layer.
use parchment paper, but this is better. It's a sheet of Teflon. So you have your little Teflon pressing
Oh,
sheet,
yeah.
and you put this over it.
Shit.
Not only does it
Sewing has gotten
distribute
fancy.
the heat more evenly than
Right.
paper, like parchment paper would, but also like it's reusable. Like with the parchment paper, like it gets crinkled, it gets damaged, you gotta like throw it out. This you get one and you can reuse it for like ever.
Well, that's the same shit they make for the mats for baking, right? Aren't those
the maths for
silicone and Teflon?
baking.
No, I have them. Do you want to see them? Do you want to see them, Stool? Well, now you know what? I don't know where they are. I don't want to dig them out. But they're
Did you-
silicone, and they have a layer of like some kind of like Teflon or something on them. And you roll them up, and they come in 3 different sizes, and you could bake everything from a pot pie on the littler one to like a whole tray full of cookies. And it's silicone. You wash it when you're done. You roll it up and put it away.
This is
You
like
don't
a
have,
history
like, a bunch of-
lesson.
Piles of baking pans everywhere.
This is a history lesson from the 1970s. Have you just discovered how to cook? B. This
You
really?
know what, Stool? You want to have a cook-off with me, buddy? Because I can cook like a motherfucker.
Bring it
How
on.
do you think I get women? It's not
Bring it
just
on.
good looking in the chart. It's I cook good too. I make them like really
I mean,
good
I just
dinners,
think the tongue
and I
game
take
is
dinners they
strong.
want to be made, and I make them better and right in bed. That's
Challenge accepted. Bring it on, motherfucker.
You know what? You can't touch this. I'm a spice guru.
Bring it
Spice
on.
guru.
Come on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Challenge accepted.
Ah, fucking hell. I love you guys.
Now I gotta find somewhere to
fucking
cook
love
because I
you,
don't really have a
weirdos.
big kitchen here. Like, oh, so OA doesn't know, but my kitchen's like, my whole counter is 38 inches, 34 inches. Yeah, I cook mostly
How
in
about
an
this?
air
If you guys
fryer. I
ever
have
do
a
have that
I have a
cook-off,
little crock pot, and then I have a truck driver's oven, lunchbox oven. You guys ever seen those? And they get hot. They will bake shit. It's real. They will bake shit, and it keeps the moisture in too because it closes, and it has
What's the thing you're talking about now?
a lunchbox oven.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, look it
that's
up.
cool.
I'm
Look
not going to
up
Google.
a-
There's
look
no
up
way
a
I'm going to Google for that.
truck driver's lunchbox oven.
No, I'm not Googling for that. Fuck off.
Oh my
that
God.
will end badly. You know it will
Why don't
end
you guys
badly.
Google that and throw it in the? I know there's at least 3 of you out over there that
You'll-
are
you'll
mods.
find the listing
Google
right
that and
next
throw the
to,
link in the chat
electrified
for me.
parking meters.
Huh?
You'll find the listing right next to electrified parking meters.
Electric. Snap, Jenny. So fast with that. No, these things are great, Stool, and they are made to plug into a vehicle. So you plug them in where you plug in, like, you know, the old cigarette lighter deal.
So like a 12-volt thingy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I once had a 12-volt coffee pot. It took like an hour and a half to brew 2 cups.
Did it really?
Oh, God, it was awful.
B, run the jingle now. Is
What
this
jingle?
true or is it bullshit?
What?
What Jenny just said.
Oh, I already forgot what she said. I am so ADD. I'm sorry. I don't know what she said.
I think you need that tune.
I
You know how you.
I had a 12-volt
How, what happened
vibrator.
there?
B, I said I had a 12-volt vibrator that took like two hours to get me off.
Somebody,
That is not. That
somebody
is
just
totally
ignore
not
that.
what you
I
just
don't know what
said.
happened. That is the slowest I have ever heard of that happening in my life, Jenny. I'm
That is
so
not what
sad
she
for you.
said. This is so
I'm
evil.
so sad for you right now.
You just rearranged the words from your original comment. That is so bad.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm in the
You
middle of
need-
doing something. I'll be
You
right
need
back
the
with you.
you need the jingle music from the thing that you watch over there called Jeopardy. And so when Jenny speaks, you play the jingle music, and we all get to think: is it true, or is it a Jenny?
Is that like, is it real or is it Memorex?
Kind of, yeah.
But that, you know,
Wow.
that Stool, you know, by saying that you're really dating yourself.
I,
They don't do those Memorex commercials like that anymore.
I know,
I
but
mean,
to
they
be fair,
kind of do, but they're
So,
high tech.
to be fair,
I do not lie. Everything I say is a lie.
Oh, Jenny, what can I do with you guys, anyways? I mean, seriously.
I feel a little bit more self-confident now that B has said that there's a possibility that I could date myself. That's kind of cool.
Let's try that instead. Sorry, guys. Don't know what happened there.
I might buy myself a meal and take
I'll be
myself
back.
out dancing.
I don't even know what to say to
I
you,
mean,
Stool.
it's just an extension of go fuck yourself, I guess.
I heard a voice. Where did that voice come from?
What voice?
Someone
I heard
said-
a voice.
it was
Was it
someone
the sewing? Was it the sewing lady? Who knows? I don't listen to her.
I don't hear anything. I think that's probably Kitty's kid. Because you know he's a child. He makes noises.
Mhm.
Does
No,
that sometimes.
I've been.
He's pretty
I
cute
said
too. The
something,
little
but then
guy
I
with the
muted.
dark fluff of hair. Yeah, he's cute. Sorry, guys. My friend's trying to get a hold of me, and
Oh, bless. I love it when B pretends she's got friends. It's so cute.
well, whatever. Her and I have been friends for years. I'm actually
Fuck
funny
off, be
story.
not friends.
I met her in EMT school, and let me tell you, she's smoking hot. She's mixed, and she got both the best of both worlds. You know how some of them kind of look. See, I'm into Indian chicks, and she almost has that Indian skin tone, and she's got those nice lips and shit. She's hot. So I see her in EMT school, and I'm like, holy shit, she is way too young for me, but I would love to tap that. So I'm like, hi, and she's like, hey, and goes back to what she's doing. I was like, okay. She didn't really talk much at the first like 2 weeks of school or whatever. Eventually, I got her to start talking to me, and I started sitting next to her, and we started being buddies, and we became friends. And then she told me, if I ever decided to try to go that way, you'll be the first person I get a hold of. But I'm just not interested in that at all. And I was like, okay, can we be friends? And she was like, sure. So we've been friends ever since. So, and that's almost 11 years ago. And we've put up with each other.
Just to be clear about this, when you said that you got her to stop talking, did it involve duct tape?
Huh? What?
Never mind.
All right, everybody
What?
ignore stool for a cute intermission. Honey, Richard, come here. Come say hi.
That
Well,
one
you gotta come
didn't
on
work.
camera,
Never mind.
silly. Give me hugs.
He's so cute.
You wave. Say hi. Okay.
Bye.
You can
Hi. Is he a cutie? That hair, man. That boy's got a thick head of hair.
Oh,
He does,
yeah,
doesn't he,
he gets
Kitty?
that from his dad. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
well, his dad is black and Indian and white, so he's kind of a mix. So he's got like the dark
Oh.
Asian hair that it gets really curly when it gets long. And
okay.
yeah, I paled him down, but that was about the extent of my genetics to that kid because he looks the spitting image of his dad, just a Caucasian
Look
version.
behind you. Look behind you.
Why? I know who it is.
Okay.
Oh
cool.
no, she's a mom. We already discussed this, Stool. She knows where that child's at all times. I guarantee it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was a child. I thought it was a big person. Okay.
It is a big person.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see him. It's probably a guy though, since she lives with guy and male child. Yes.
Two
Yeah,
guys
Ox
and a
is
male
right.
child. I am in the testosterone ocean up in this bitch.
Kitty Ox said, "Enjoy them while they're
You're not
young.
wrong.
They grow fast."
I'm with you, and I'm in a house full of boys too. So
I grew up that way. My sisters left when I was 8, and they both went off to college together. And I was left with 3 boys and mom was busy, and so I was. Would somebody play with me? For like 2 years. Oh,
This
yeah.
is really now getting to be a thing. Listen, side chat, I will do it if you want me to, but it's not a good thing because I look like a light bulb, and I love my heart. So I will do my bit for society if you want me to. But he has no fucking idea what I'm talking about.
Take it off. Take it off.
Take it
Babe.
off, Stool. Take it all off. No, I'm kidding. No, I said that by accident. It was an old habit from school. I apologize. I did not mean that. Just the hat, buddy. Just the hat.
Hey, they're bullying me in the side chat.
That was a Noxzema commercial from the 60s.
Ox said he had 2 boys, then got the wife fixed, didn't want to chance a girl. Because let me tell you what. But everyone
got
always says,
fixed after
oh,
one.
girls are harder to raise or boys are harder to raise. I don't think that's true. I think that they're both difficult in their own ways. It just depends on whether you're trying to keep someone's penis in their pants so they don't end up at a father at 16, or you're trying to keep somebody's legs from being spread. Right. I mean, that's being a teenage parent. That's just how it is. Those hormones kick in, man. I think they should delay the hormones on all kids. Could you imagine if they did that till they were 18? And then there'd be no 13-year-old mothers out there.
There'd be fucking in the streets.
You know what, Jenny,
Bring on
Jenny,
the
Jenny,
orgies.
Jenny.
Maybe the
Saturnalia
adults.
could make a comeback.
That was my favourite David Bowie and Mick Jagger song ever.
Fucking in the streets?
Yeah, I love that song.
It's a good song. I mean, I massive Bowie fan girl, so.
That's
But,
interesting,
I mean,
actually.
thinking about it,
In a little bit of a serious thing, Kitty. Now that you can be asked to actually speak to us, I was listening to some Bowie stuff last night, and I know you're already bored and you want to play with your iron, but whatever. I was listening to some Bowie stuff last night, and if I can be asked, I'll show a link because he's still massively. Well, he's dead, but whatever. But he's still
He's
a
really
massively
dead,
talented folk.
He was, yeah.
He really is.
What do you mean he's dead?
Oh, spoiler.
Oh, he died a
Spoiler,
couple
Jenny.
years ago.
Sorry.
I think it's 2017.
I think this
Or
is
was it
for the
2020?
ladies in the chat because I'm not including Stool in this. We heard it. Take it all off. You meant that for the ones with boobs. Never mind, Ox. Forget it. Trying to lean that in my own benefit. Stool's hat murdered David Bowie. Lincoln wrote the Gettysburg Address by the light of a lamp covered by Stool's hat.
Oh, fuck you.
That's all mice. That wasn't me. That was not. I am totally burn the hat. Burn the hat. That's also Stool. That's also mice, rather. Stool.
I don't get the hat head.
Well, you don't have. It's like Ox said though, or mice, or whoever. You got to have more hair to have hat head from a hat. You
What
can't
we
do
need
that
to
mostly
do
bald.
is we need to get Stool a pussy hat, and like
A who?
I'd pay a pussy hat, and I would chip into a pot,
Nice.
like we all talking $5 or £5 wherever you are, and we get him the pussy hat, you know, and then we make him wear it because that would be great.
You mean the one with cat ears on it, or the
Mhm.
one from the Vagina Museum?
Oh yeah, we should get him a pussy hat.
The one they wore at the Women's March after Trump was
Yeah, the
elected,
pussy
one they
hat.
wore at the Women's
Every
March.
time he
Alright,
starts
yeah.
whining, we
Yeah.
make him put it on.
Had to check. Yes, I
I
think
should
you
Shine a
find-
light through Stool's hat, you see the bat signal.
Okay, I think I know what's going
Hey,
on
that was
here,
a
B.
compliment.
B, I think I get this. So
Yes.
this is basically a form of punishment. So when I'm a bad boy, you make me sit in the corner and wear the pussy hat.
I'll be right back.
Yes. I would put you in the basement, but then people couldn't
By
stare at you with
Jove,
the
I
pussy hat
think
on.
he's got it.
That's right.
Good news, everybody. Okay.
Hey, don't feel so bad, Stool. You know they say you are what you eat. I'm a pussy.
Okay. You know, the thing is, the pussy hat thing I thought was brilliant, and I would totally wear a pussy hat. I've got no problem with doing that whatsoever.
Man, those
No.
women, I'm telling you, went to any Walmart, everything, all the pink stuff was gone. I'm not even kidding you. I walked through a Walmart when that was going on, and I walked by the sewing section where Kitty was trying to get her stuff earlier, same kind of thing, and it was just empty. I don't remember what we were looking for. Oh, me and my brother were looking for green screen material for him, and we were trying to find the right color green for it. You know, that medium green,
Oh, no.
and all the pink was
Okay.
gone.
Okay. Deep breath. Do not be a
What?
pedant. No, carry on.
No, say it, Stool. Just say it. It's gonna kill you if you don't. Say it. Be a man.
I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it.
I can't do anything with him. What can I say? OA, do you know Stool? Before now?
I have seen him on here.
Oh, see, Stool? You're be famous now. Be famous.
Yeah.
I saw your Weetabix thing the other day.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
kinda-
You know what? The best thing is
Oh
ever.
God, he got excited.
Weetabix.
Didn't he?
Oh, I'm totally turned on right now. I've managed to make the correct way to make Weetabix, and it is impressive and gorgeous and sexy and lovely. And I'm so proud of this. This is my new invention. Elon Musk, fuck off. I can do Weetabix. Send your stupid rockets to Mars. We don't care because they're stupid and shit. And you know your tunnels. We invented tunnels already, so fuck you. Yeah, grow up for fuck's sake. I can do Weetabix, and that's important.
It is.
Was that about 30 seconds?
I have no idea, Stool.
I'm going to try to sell that little promo to Hannity on Fox News because you know the My Pillow guy.
Yeah.
gonna
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
know
be-
all about that motherfucker.
Mike Lindell.
Beth Ed.
I'm going to be
Whatever's wrong with
Weetabix
him.
guy. I'm Weetabix guy.
That's what I named you.
So you're
I
gonna
love
start
that.
a social media network too?
The
I
first
think I
person
will
on
do that,
Mars
yeah.
will be wearing
Yeah.
Stool's hat.
Weetabix social media.
The inside of Stool's hat is a green screen. We got to catch up. Stool's hat is a punishment for the rest of us. Stool's hat murdered. Oh, I already said that one. Never mind. Never mind.
I'm kind of tired of the phrase social media, so what I think I'll call it is e-Weetabix, and I'll sell it to Tucker Carlson. I will be his sponsor, and here's my stick. What I'm going to do,
It's called a shtick.
I can't do the accent. I can't do the accent because I'm not an American.
Shtick.
But what else? Shtick. What I'll
There
do
you
is
go.
I'll say, eat the Weetabix, or the cancel culture will come and kill you, and communism will eat your fucking face off. Does that sound good?
That
Is it
escalated
catchy?
quickly. Jesus, Stool. It's
You
gonna
would just
eat your
you would
face
definitely
off?
get all the megas on there.
I'm going for the power.
You know, you can't even scare Americans with that because you know why? Because people are doing those bath salts and trying to eat each other's faces off and shit. So whatever. We've already seen that. Try something
Tide
new.
Pods.
Oh, Tide Pods. Thank you. I'm sorry, Tide Pods. Yeah, see, the kids here are stupid and they try to eat detergent, laundry detergent, so they can get high.
Yep.
But you see, my base
I don't know what
audience.
what guy was like bored at his house going, man, what can I really want to get high right now and I have nothing. Oh, my mom has some Tide. Let me chew on that. I mean, who?
My base
I don't think it was
audience.
to get high, honestly. I think it started, somebody did it like as a joke, and then people were challenging each other to do it, and it was about getting your 5 seconds of online infamy, rather than actually trying to, get a high from it.
So ridiculous. When I worked at the drugstore, we had to build a box around them on the aisle and lock them up.
Mm-hmm.
Craziness.
If you're under 18, they won't let you buy it here.
Yeah.
This is very true because you need to have ID to buy cornflakes. I know this because Trump said so.
No. You know what? So I heard something today, and this is what was said. Yeah, it's great. You have to be 21 to drink alcohol, but you can be 18 and buy a gun. Because drinking alcohol, having possession of alcohol is way more dangerous than owning a weapon. And actually, Andy on Laughing in Disbelief said that this morning.
Or in this country, I don't know how it works over there, but in this country, well, you've got that weird 21-year thing, which is fucking bizarre, whatever. 18 is kind of when you're an adult. But you've over here, we've also got this weird thing where you can't do the alcohol until you're 18. You can't get married till you're 18. We don't do guns because we're civilized. But you can join the army and kill people in the face with a gun when you're 16.
No, you cannot. Not in this country.
Yeah.
You have to be 18. I actually went in on the delayed entry program into the Army. And I went into the National Guard because I didn't know if I'd like it or not. So I figured I'd only have to do it once a month if I hated it, right? And when they deployed us. And I ended up working full-time for the Army for a while because I actually liked it. So I went in the delayed entry program in December, I think it was December 18th or something like that, of 1988. I signed up with the military. I had a pink temporary military ID. And I literally could go into any bar in the area I lived in, and they would give me the first drink on the house. Anybody in the military. And they didn't give a fuck what age you were. And they would say, you're old enough to serve this country, you're old enough to have a fucking beer. First one's on the house.
I think it's always
What year
important
did you say that
to
was?
give
1988 into 1989. And then I
Okay,
went in
so
basic training
that was
in
literally
November of 1989. So I did
Kitty, check your iron.
I did
check
10
your iron.
drills. 10 drills with them and went on bivouacked and all that shit.
That's fine.
Before I even went to basic.
No, the iron's fine. It's on the end. It's fine.
Okay.
But no, that is almost 2 years to the day, or the after I was born. I was born December 19th of 1986. So, the day before my
Huh.
second birthday.
So you hit 2 years old and I joined the army.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me feel so much older today, Kitty. I really appreciate
Love
that.
you.
Thank you for your donation.
B,
I love you too.
B, welcome to the
Say
internet.
I was only
B.
months old then.
Oh, when were you born?
It's a-
88.
the
July
internet is a,
88.
July
the internet
88.
is a place where we come
Oh,
to
my
feel
back is
old.
hurt. Oh,
Children,
I'm
children,
gonna go lay
all.
down. It's time for my nap. I gotta go take a, what do they call it? Constitutional. I gotta go for a walk. Can't poop. Yes, Ox, that tall gentleman with the tall on camera. I don't know how tall he really is. With the dark hair. Yes, that's Kitty's husband.
Oh, I thought he meant me. Oh, fuck.
The one without the
Technically,
beard,
no.
the one without the
one of
facial
two.
hair is her son. The other one's her partner. I apologize.
I have two. He's one of
Oh.
two.
Okay, well,
and
there you
then
go.
my son.
Didn't know that.
He's the younger one, the one that I totally cradle robbed. But hey,
Is
YOLO.
this about partners or children?
Oh,
Just trying to get
Two
the drift
partners,
of where
one
this
child.
is going.
You know, when I
Two
was Kitty's
partners,
age, I could just
one
get
child.
laid anywhere. God, I miss doing that. Now I gotta like fight for it. You know, keep a shirt
know-
on during sex because I'm getting chubby. You know.
I think B just made a brilliant point to explain America. I think there's something really wonderful with your country where you can give a very young person a little card that says, hey, I'm legally allowed to shoot people's faces off. Give me free beer. That's kind of nice.
See, but the good thing about the military, you don't take those weapons home with you, Stool. It's not like the cultist crazy people out in the woods where they just walk around all the time with a gun. It doesn't work
I know,
like that.
I know perfectly
As a
well.
matter of
that-
fact, you turn in your weapon when you're done with whatever you're doing, and you
Yeah.
go to bed at night,
Nudge, nudge, wink,
unless
wink.
you're in a war zone with no weapon. As a matter of fact.
I'm literally writing down your alibi now. B never took the weapons home and never did bad things with them.
Honey, I didn't have to take the weapons home until I left the house. We had guns ourselves. Kitty, that one is for you from Ox. He said, I'm sorry, I'm old, so forgive me.
No.
Ox
it's
was
fine.
born.
I mean,
Ox, you were
essentially,
born the
it's
day
like,
after JFK died? Or got killed? Yeah, was killed.
damn.
Wow.
Who was? Ox was.
Okay,
Ox
so
was.
just to explain, I mean, it's essentially at this point, with Michael, we're like common law married. Like we've been together almost a decade. We have a child together. It's just
Are you talking about Michael
once bitten,
Jackson?
twice shy about the whole marriage thing. Like, there's going to be an episode on Jen's channel where we're going to be talking in depth about domestic abuse and stories of survivors. So I'll get into it more on that. I'm not bringing the stream down with that. But I was married once. It did not go well. So kind of like about the whole getting married again. Plus, polygamy is illegal in all 50 states, which is unfortunate because if you're a consenting adult entering into a union, who the fuck cares how many people there are?
The
But that's
Christians,
just me.
Yeah.
that's who the fuck cares. Nobody else cares. Just the right-wing Christians. That's who cares.
Nobody cares about them either.
Yeah, because they think for some reason, here's my thing. I have one statement to say. Mind your own fucking business. I'm done.
Hashtag.
Hashtag mind your own fucking
They
business.
want to go
yes.
on and on. They want to go on and on about what constitutes a biblical marriage. Polygamy is more biblical than anything that they think is a fucking,
That's a
traditional
fact.
marriage.
Yeah.
That's fact. And back in the day when the Bible was written, men had multiple wives and kings had they had concubines and little boys they fucked and all kinds of shit going on. And now they all want to act like, and by the way, King James was probably one of those because almost all of them had that shit. Pretty much all of them did. So you're
don't
telling
get
me
me
the guy that rewrote the Bible and made the scribes write it the way he wanted and killed the ones that didn't write it the way he liked, and now you're reading it today and you're believing it, but now you're not okay with it.
King James, you know how these people, they all have their different flavour of special book. And one of the popular ones is the King James Bible. King James, I'm British, I'm allowed to say this legally. He was the gayest fuck ever.
Was he really?
He was totally fuck, and that's fine. I have whatever. Do your thing, King. I don't care. But I find it hilarious that these very religious people choose that as their book.
Jenny.
He was immensely gay, and I forget my history, but I think he was also into the. I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to go there. But he was not what they think he is.
No.
And by the way, as far as the subject of marriage goes, I think it's a ridiculous concept. You know, the only reason to be married in this day and age is because you can benefit it with like insurance and taxes and stuff. Otherwise, there's really no reason to be married. There's nothing else that all it is it's a fucking piece of paper that is cheap to get and really expensive to get rid of. That's all it is. So if you don't want to be married, don't be married. I've known people, hold on real quick. I've known people that have been together 15, 20, 25 years, never got married, and they are absolutely totally in love. That is just a piece of paper. Go ahead, Kitty.
No, it's basically like the spousal rights. Where you are able to make decisions about the person in case of an emergency, or be able to visit a person. Because if you're not married, then you have no rights. Even if you've been with someone for 20 years, if you're not legally married, you can't just,
But you can have paperwork drawn up to take care of that.
No,
you can, but it's not done by default. It's something you have to go.
Well, they can override it, but they usually don't.
And families do all the time.
Oh, families. Well, yeah, that's true.
That's why gay marriage was so important to get through the courts.
Yeah, okay. You're right.
Because you're right. People lost all their rights.
Yep, you're right. And what really pisses me off, has anybody, raise your hand if you've seen If These Walls Could Talk? Has anybody seen that? There's several in these series. They're basically short stories about movie length of different points of view of women and other people. So it's called If These Walls Could Talk. So one of them is about all lesbians. And it's about this house that goes from a lesbian couple who had to hide it because they were lesbians back in the 40s and 50s, and everybody they were friends, on to in this certain series, one of them dies and the house was in her name, and they ripped everything away from her that her and her partner had put together for, like, I don't know, 30 years or 25 years or something like that. So and the family were just like, and she was like, "It's mine." They were like, "No, it's not. It was my aunt's. I could take it." And
even
they just stripped her, took the house off underneath of her, and sold it and everything.
That's what the whole court case was about, is somebody who went through that.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And so then it goes on to these young lesbians renting it, and then it eventually gets bought and fixed up, and it is Ellen DeGeneres playing the part with her partner. And I don't remember who it was that played the part with her. I don't remember, but it's like different, and they're like open and everything's fine, and it's the 80s or 90s, and they can be lesbians, and so it's a progression of the fight that lesbians had becoming open like we are today. But in the same time, it shows a lot of fucked up shit that happens to people. And I suggest that anybody that hasn't watched it watches it, because it is amazing. and it's called "If These Walls Could Talk," and I'll get you guys a link. But it's really good, and it'll show you a lot for anybody that's hetero out there and has no idea and has never, because you may think you know, but you don't really know until you've been there. I mean, I don't even know what lesbians went through before I was born. I have no idea because I wasn't.
Are you repressing my rights here, B? Because
Absolutely
I think I'm on the.
Not. I'm telling you, you think you know, but you don't know.
B,
I think I'm the only straight dude here, so stop repressing me.
Oh, shut up.
B, if you think that's bad, there are countless cases where a transgender person who has been living in their life through transition for decades and decades dies, and their family gets control and puts together a tombstone with their fucking dead name on it.
But this is a paradigm, is it not? Because I agree with B's take on this, that a piece of paper is fucking meaningless. But we live in a fucked up world where that piece of paper can protect your rights or whatever. Whatever you're entitled to.
And law has been a part of the human experience since the Magna Carta, and before they just were really fucked up laws. This is the nature of human beings, is to create laws and to seek calm and peace in its cultures and societies. This is perfectly natural. There's nothing evil or horrible about it. It's how you design them may be evil and horrible, but the fact that you have laws is not bad.
I think that people inherently write these things down with good intentions, but it doesn't always work out like that, and it fucks a lot of people over. Well, I'm going to do two things for you. I'm not going to do it now. I actually have one of those pieces of paper, B. It's about 6 feet away from me, and it makes it legal, no longer married, and all that crap. It's just a piece of paper. However, it gives me legal rights, if you like. So yeah, pieces of paper is shit. We make laws, possibly with good intentions, but they go wrong. Also, and this is really annoying me now because I'm a pedant. Jenny.
What?
You never put the word "the" in front of Magna Carta. That's just not a thing. You don't do that. It's literally called Magna Carta. It's not the Magna Carta.
And what year was it written?
Doesn't fucking matter. Until you apologize for saying "the."
No, I'm not going to. Well, you may curse a law, but do not curse the law. Got it?
Oh, this is one of those things where I get in trouble. I'm seeing the Jenny angry eyes now. So okay, I agree with everything you said, Jenny. But Jenny, please don't hit me. Don't hit me, please.
Why would I hate you?
And also, your fucking stupid story about electricity and oil pans. I will get you back for that.
Okay.
Fucking electricity, fucking charging points. Dick.
Call me anything. Don't ever call me a dick.
It's a bitch to you, buddy. Be respectful.
Bitchy dick, I don't care.
Oh.
Jenny's literally
I'm gonna have to make sure the basement is where I can easily click on stool to get
one
rid
of the only people on this planet. I'll do it. One of the only people on this planet who can make me feel like an absolute fucking idiot is Jenny, because she can lie like a fucking professional. And I fell for it twice, and I'm not proud.
I am a professional.
Ox, I do want to say that they have not perfected that, but yes, they do. They have had dozens now of landings that have come out good, but they have to keep trying a new rocket because they will try it so many times and then it blows up, and then they pull another one and they try it so many times and then it blows up. So they're spending a lot of money, but no, I think honestly, I think it's pretty amazing that that they can do that. That is extremely impressive. I mean, the amount of money you can save not having to, of course, they're going to blow up a whole bunch of them trying to do this. But eventually, I think the savings will catch up of not having it. Plus, you don't have the space junk and shit hitting the ocean and blah, 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 blah.
Whoa. Is this about Elon Musk?
Yes.
Okay.
It says, I hear a lot about Elon Musk, but I give him credit. He can send a rocket up and land it standing up on a boat. NASA still can't do that.
That is very cool. But here's the thing. You mentioned space junk. The guy put a fucking car into orbit.
Huh?
That's space junk.
Yeah.
It's
What?
not
Put a
enough
Tesla up in space.
way to Mars.
I mean, that's literally the definition of space junk.
He threw a
sent
Tesla into space?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's Elon Musk.
To test the rocket, they needed to have a dummy weight for a payload. The car happened to be weigh the same as the need for a payload, so they loaded the car in the rocket instead of a piece of concrete. And everybody got a great laugh out of it because they put a guy in a spacesuit in the driver's seat too. And then once they were done taking it off of the rocket and having it orbit a little bit, they sent it off to Mars on a slow trip. And I think it's one of the most cool things that human beings have ever fucking done.
I had no idea they put the dude in the car for the. That is awesome. I have to say that's awesome.
I used
And
to
a
think
great
that
publicity stunt for the car, right?
I used to think
That's why
that
you
was
did it.
really cool. And
How
I
much
get where
payload do you need? Take 3 pounds off of that. I
It's
got
around 3,500 pounds.
Yeah.
I get where Jenny's coming from because in theory, it's a good way to test the load and the weight of the thing that you're trying to put into orbit, and that's cool.
And it was one of the greatest advertisements ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because let's be honest about this. When we saw that, how many of us, and be honest with me now, how many of us went out the next day and bought an electric car that's shit that cost $200,000? Because, yeah, that's a good marketing campaign.
I don't know. I didn't.
The car doesn't cost $200,000. Actually, the cheapest Tesla is very reasonably priced for what it is.
For what it is.
For what it,
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, it's an electric car, luxury car that they look pretty fucking badass in person too. I'm just gonna say, they're pretty cool. They are.
I'm going to agree with you. They do look quite sexy.
And there's a guy on YouTube, you can look him up. He takes his dad's Tesla and he races it against other cars and he wins all the time.
Yeah,
and these guys have like done this to their car and done that to their car, and he'll beat them. I mean, he doesn't beat everybody, but he beats a lot of people, and they're like, what's under the hood of that Tesla? And he's like, came off the showroom floor like
he
this.
beats everybody. Nothing can beat a Tesla.
Really?
It has infinite torque. it's just the nature of an electric motor. You cannot beat
Oh,
it.
it has infinite torque? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder!
There's
I had no
it's
idea.
flat all the way through.
I'll be
By the
fucking
way,
damned.
Infinite Torque is now the new name for B-Stream.
What is this, Ox? Wonder World? Is that like Water World? I don't know. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. Charlemagne made Charles the Bald wear Stool's hat.
Oh, we're still doing the hat thing. For fuck's
Oh,
sake.
yeah. Oh, he's still working on it. Hold on. Let me
Jesus
find
Christ.
another run. There's more.
2.5 hours.
And the guy in the
2.5
driver's
hours.
seat of the Tesla in the spacesuit, he was wearing Stool's hat. Oh, it's the car in space. Oh. Okay, you guys. So there's the thank you, Ox. There's a link to see the Tesla car in space with the guy in it. Enjoy. See you in 2 minutes. That's pretty cool, though. I had no idea they did that.
Yeah,
They also put a little model, like a Matchbox car size model, maybe a little bigger, of the Tesla Roadster on the dashboard of the car with a replica spacesuit guy sitting in it.
this
Who
is a
the
very
fuck
true
made
thing.
that?
Yeah.
They commissioned an artist $200 to make that little spacesuit guy. Who the fuck made that shit? I mean, we know who made the Matchbox.
I can't
but
get excited about Elon Musk because he's basically a lying grifter. Yeah, I said it. But the only cool thing about it is if you own a Tesla, the radio goes up to volume 11. That's cool.
Okay, now
it had a
let's look at-
camera
let's
on
look-
it when it
let's-
was set
let's
loose.
look
They
at
set it loose in space. You guys didn't say that part. They just cut it loose in space and recorded it.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
wait a minute.
broadcast.
Wait. Okay,
it was
so
broadcast live.
it
And
went up in a rocket, and then they just threw it into space. And then what?
Yeah.
it's on its way to
It's up
Mars.
there. It's in space.
Enjoy your trip to Mars.
Yep.
They threw it towards Mars?
Yep, it'll
Mhm.
take a couple of years to get there.
You know what's fucked up about that? This is what's fucked up about that. That thing's going to get sucked in the atmosphere, burn half up, end up like a lump of metal on the ground,
What?
and
No way,
someone's going to
it's
find
already-
it and go, there is
probably
life on
already-
Mars.
It's probably already past the moon, honey.
That's
It's not how space works. When you send something in space and you give it a push in a direction, it keeps going in that direction forever.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying, though. Did they aim it at Mars?
Yes.
So won't it hit Mars?
Eventually it might, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Someone's going to find a piece of space junk from that Tesla and think there's some aliens on Mars or something.
No, they won't find
And then they're
space,
going to tear it
they'll
all
find-
apart and
they'll-
check it, and it's going to say, made in...
They'll find the whole fucking Tesla.
Actually,
There's enough atmosphere in Mars to burn the whole thing up.
Ox
It will
just
or
made a
won't?
good point. Ox made a good point there because, as did Jenny,
Hold
because
on. I asked Jenny a question. It will burn it up or won't?
It won't.
it will not burn up.
Oh, it
burn
really
some.
won't?
It will burn some, but Mars has 1/6 the atmosphere that we do, and so whatever
Oh.
goes in will behave to those parameters, not those on Earth, and so
Oh,
it
okay.
will not burn as severely as it was because our air has more friction than their air because it's more dense.
I
Huh.
think it's gonna. I think it's gonna
interesting.
go
I'm learning
past
shit
Mars,
tonight.
and the ultimate goal is that the Tesla car will burn up because its final destination will be the sun, and that's a really hot thing.
No, it won't. No, it won't. If
That's
they
not the
push
direction
it,
they
if
pushed
they
it
give
in.
if it gave the push on the right angle, and did their calculations correct, it will intersect with Mars at some point. Boom, crash, done.
Yeah, but they're not doing calculations. This is not a real life thing.
They do calculations.
It's literally just a piece of space junk.
We land satellites on asteroids, traveling at 15,000 miles an hour.
What makes you think that some place, some business
Look,
that is that concentrates on space didn't do the math? Really, Stool?
no. You misunderstand me. And I'm doing this. I'm doing the science. Look, this is me doing science. Okay.
Oh, this is you doing. Okay, now that we know the hand signal for science, can anybody
Yeah.
that knows ASL or sign language in general, can you tell me if that's correct or not? Because I don't think this is a sign language for science.
Just trust me. This is
Okay.
the international. This is the
Wait a minute, did
international
you just ask
symbol.
me to trust you, Stool? Let's break that down for a second. Go ahead, Stool. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. It was funny, but go ahead.
Oh, I just laughed. This is the international symbol for science. And so what I'm demonstrating now here, do you see how I do it? I'm demonstrating in the style of a weather lady. So this is space. and this is Elon Musk's little car. Now I'm pushing it with my science, okay? And it in the I'm doing serious science. Don't laugh.
We're laughing very seriously.
Right? this is gravity, and this is the rocket, and my room is no space. So when I do this, watch this. Watch what happens when I do this.
I'm watching. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cry right now. That was.
I'm
Go
even
ahead.
doing sound effects. I'm doing sound effects.
Go ahead, science.
Okay. Space.
The final frontier. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Doing my sound effects. And this thing, which is Elon Musk's car,
Thing.
will now move like this.
Just like that.
No,
Just
no, that's
exactly like that.
No, that's
it's
not
not
how
going
it
to go
works.
back and forth. It's going to be a constant motion. It's going to keep going in that direction. I don't know shit about space, and I know that.
I was simplifying it for the simple people.
And there's no sound in space.
Yeah, there's nobody to do it and shh.
There actually is sound in space, but you can't hear it.
No,
That's
there's
why
no
the
sound. in-
tagline.
there's
That's
nothing
why
for
the
them.
tagline from Aliens was, "In space, no one can hear you scream."
Scream.
There's not enough atoms floating around for it to deliver a sound wave. They're too far apart.
Stool, you done stepped in Jenny's fucking ring here. She's going to beat the shit out of you. Go ahead, Jenny.
Wear a space helmet, Jenny.
Hold on, let me get comfortable.
Space starts at the Kármán line, about 100 miles above the surface of the Earth.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
But what's important to note is that space is not separate from our atmosphere. Our atmosphere is part of space. It's a continuum. The higher you go, the less dense the atmosphere becomes. Space has a density of, what is it now? Of exponent of minus.
Who knows
I
this
think it's like minus 8, 9, 10, something like that. But it can be as low as like minus 17 exponent, 10 to the minus 17th exponent, which means dot 17 zeros 1. Okay, but that doesn't mean it's a vacuum. Space is not a vacuum, as people think of a vacuum. Vacuum is not something that sucks. Vacuum is the absence of anything. Okay, and so when you got a spacecraft out there, it's not in this big thing that sucks everything out of it. It's just in an area that doesn't have enough density, and so if the spacecraft did get a hole in it, the air inside the spacecraft pushes out. Nothing from outside is sucking it out. It's pushing itself out because it's got a higher pressure than space. But there's
And
still
fact
there's still
is,
density in
vacuum
space.
cleaners are based on that. Here, you learned something new today, and I actually added to the conversation. That's all I know, Jenny. I shut up. Go ahead.
Okay, they're not, but
No, they're not. They're totally not.
What are you talking about?
no.
Are they based on our atmosphere?
Well, yeah, they are in that sense. Okay, we'll accept that. Okay, just for the sake of argument.
I mean, you can argue with me. I don't care. I'll take it. I know I don't know shit. I say that every time I'm every time I'm online. I say I don't know shit. I'll learn. Teach me. I mean, that's what someone said to me. Who knows about that kind of thing? That's where I got that information. So
Scientists do.
Huh?
Kitty made a very good point that I find valid.
I'm not sure.
And I can't believe I'm saying this because she's doing the ironing. But it is true that in space nobody can hear you scream. Obviously, that's basic science. But if you're in space and you're not in your suit, in a pressurized suit, let's just pretend that you can survive for like 30 seconds in space.
Well, you can, and you probably would.
Yeah, before your eyeballs explode and all that crap. But you would be able to hear yourself.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah, you
know.
do
I've
know.
never been in space and talked to
I
in
would
space
think-
without a helmet.
I would think that you could, that there'd be some density of air up the eustachian tube, and that you would be able to hear.
What happens when the first time Do you remember back in the
You guys keep
70s?
talking. I was going to say goodbye to OA. She had to go. But you're not paying
Oh,
attention to
shit.
chat, Stool.
Sorry.
Bye, OA. Thank you for coming, Tiffany. I appreciate you.
Nice
My
to meet
bad,
you.
Carry on.
sorry.
I say goodbye. Go ahead.
So, I feel bad now.
No, it's okay. She had
So
to go
you
put her
remember-
kids to bed, so.
You remember back in the, let's say for your kind of world, Jenny, you remember back in maybe the 50s or the 60s or the 70s, the first time you heard your voice on a tape recorder,
Sure.
and you understand perfectly that the way you hear your voice is very different to everybody
Absolutely.
else hears it. And how does that happen, Jenny? It's because of our skull, and the vibrations from our voice travel through our skull bones.
Mhm.
So in space, yes, you will hear yourself scream.
Yeah, but nobody else will.
Nobody else will, no. Unless they're touching you with their finger.
The fuck was that?
I don't know what that was, but that was weird.
Are you okay?
I had a really cool lollipop holder when I was a kid. You would put a lollipop in it, and then it had batteries in it, and it had an FM tuner in it, so you could listen to the radio by biting down, like touching your teeth to the lollipop. It would send the vibrations, so nobody else could hear anything, but you could hear it through the vibrations in
cool.
your teeth going to your brain. It was so cool.
How do you think that's okay? So, do you like top secret undercover kind of people? Yeah, they use all kinds of stuff like that. They were the ones that first started using. Okay, so most of the technology we have, just for you people that don't know, we got most of it from the government. That's where a lot of our shit comes from. They figure it out, they create it because they have all the people to do that, and then we get the benefit of that. Our shit is usually not as good as theirs, but bone conducting headphones, all that kind of shit. Yeah, that was almost guaranteed to be the military/government that started all that shit. It's true.
Well, I don't think I would go that far. DARPA has a lot to do with the development of technology and things. There's no denying that. But capitalism is a very strong incentive to develop new technology as well. And what the government produces becomes public domain. And so those corporations who want to make money have access to all that information of how to, and can then use it to better their research and development.
Well,
And
that's
so-
what I meant. I mean, I'm not saying we're buying it from the government. I'm saying the ideas, the main work behind it, a lot of it came from, military stuff or, the government or whatever, because, well, at least I think because they'll pay people for it. And let me tell you what, everybody charges the military and the government a lot of money for everything. That is not a joke about the $30, $40 hammer. It used to be like, I think back in the day, used to joke around about it being like a $17 hammer or something, and it was because hammers were like $2. But yeah, no, they're really $70 hammers now. So, but anyways, yeah.
Well, there are tools that I've paid a couple $100 for. Not a hammer.
It's because
Right.
of the
I mean,
the
I
reason
have
why is lucrative government contracts. Like
Yes.
basically companies will lobby the government to get the contracts so that they can then charge $70 for a fucking hammer. And like what's worse is you'll have times where a defense contractor will go to the Pentagon and say, hey, we want to build you these tanks. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't really need any tanks. We're good, thanks. And they're like, oh, you don't want to buy our tanks? Okay. Hey, Senator, that, is in my pocket that I've paid a fuck ton of money for. I want a contract for these tanks. And it's like, okay, cool. We'll put it in the next defense bill. Fast forward, they build a bunch of tanks, and now they're sitting out rusting in the Nevada desert because they weren't needed, but greasing of palms, all that.
Well, that's just like the contracts for after 9/11. Bush sold them to they gave the contracts to companies that Bush and Cheney had stock in. They made a shit ton of money, and nobody said anything. Everybody's just like, all right, that's cool. I'm glad they both made like 200 or what was it, $2 million in the first 3 months or something like that for just having
done it.
ownership in that company. They had stocks in that company. So they
I've
each made
done
like
it.
a couple million and over the summer or something. It was great.
And don't think that that has stopped. The fucking
Oh, no.
Oxford, they came out with a vaccine, and they were going to make it open source. They were not going to patent it, so anybody with the facilities could manufacture that vaccine. And
Yeah.
Bill Gates went in to Oxford and dangled millions of dollars in grants over their heads, saying, no, sell it to AstraZeneca, which, surprise, he has stock in AstraZeneca. So now the AstraZeneca vaccine, it's the Oxford AstraZeneca, because AstraZeneca didn't develop it, Oxford did, and they were going to make it open source so everybody could get the vaccine a lot easier, because right now the third world and the developing world, they are not getting vaccines. They might not have vaccines for years. It is the wealthy Western countries, namely Europe and America, that are getting all the fucking vaccines, and it's fucking disgusting. Now, I could rant
all-
about Bill Gates.
I have no disagreement with anything you said. I agree 100%.
You know, it's absolutely fine if you want to rant, Iron Lady, but you've got to rant about real things. And
Still, don't bring up like Weetabix or something.
look, I'm UK, so we invented that shit. That's not a true story. It really isn't.
Yeah, but nobody cares about them. Did you know that most medications you buy from your drugstore and you get prescribed and all that good stuff are actually made in India?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
There's no shortage in India. If there's a shortage in India, it's because the Indian government has not taken charge and gotten more for their people.
Most of the crap that you buy is from India. And I don't mean that to be disparaging, whatever, they sell things. It will come with a fancy label and you'll think it's from the Western world, but it's not. It's from India or Pakistan. That's just how the world works.
I'm sorry, Ox. I didn't see that when it was appropriate. We were talking about no sound in space. Then how do we hear the Death Star blow up, huh? Love you, man. Carry on, Stool. I'm sorry. It was too
No,
funny.
I'm bored now. Fuck you all.
You're bored now.
And
You're
all
bored
those spaceships in space don't need wings. They don't use their wings at all in space.
Now there are such thing as solar sails, but it's not the same thing.
No, they're not for steering. They're for power.
Yes, absolutely.
My favorite thing is the ion engine. That they take this little source of electricity and they produce a bunch of ions, spit it out the back end of an engine, and it makes it move, and it goes faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, infinitely till it damn near hits the speed of light. But it won't break the speed of light.
Why
That's
won't it
not
break
gonna
the speed
happen.
of light?
Well, I think there'd be a power failure and we'd all be in dark forever. All the stars would go out.
That's kind of a thing that can't happen. Can I just say one thing really interesting about science?
We love interesting stuff. Stool, go ahead.
Okay. Don't patronize me. What
Oh,
I've just
I'm
spent
sorry. Go ahead, Stool. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
I thank you, my darling. Here's the thing. I've just spent an hour with my fingers hovering over Command Shift S because I needed to do a screenshot. This is a true thing. I literally did this in my real life, and I finally got it because I needed a screenshot of Kitty to prove that she's an axe murderer. And I've got the evidence now. I finally got the evidence.
Who did you axe murder, Kitty?
Oh, honey, I'm not going to use an axe. I would either go for poison. Actually, probably poison, because, I mean, not that I couldn't, like, stab a bitch.
Okay,
but,
hold
like,
on. Let's be
messy.
reasonable here. Axes, number one, are very, very messy. You cannot control the blood splatter with an axe. Number 2, that is a lot of work. Have you guys ever butchered like a deer and tried to cut it up? Axes, oh my God. Now, if you get yourself a battery-powered 20-volt, 4,000 mAh battery on a Sawzall, now that's how you kill somebody. Put plastic over them to cut down the
Or
blood
wood chipper
splatter.
or chainsaw.
Plastic underneath them, cut them under the plastic, and that will just saw. Let me tell you what, it'll go right through metal. It'll saw through a bone.
I think a Sawzall would be
Disclaimer, I am
because
kidding.
It's much less dangerous to the operator.
Disclaimer, you just got your YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
disclaimer in Minecraft.
Fucking
We're
banned.
talking about Minecraft.
Yes, in Minecraft, you can do that.
Oh, yes, in
Sawzall.
Minecraft,
They have
yeah.
Sawzalls in Minecraft? Anyway.
Hmm.
Ox says, I'm not going to stick up for Bill Gates, but as of December 17th, 2020, he and his wife's foundation have donated just over $1.7 billion to COVID research, more than our own government has given.
Could I just
that's
point one
great.
thing out about Minecraft, please? I like what you're doing here, Kitty, but let's just say that in Minecraft, there is a corpse behind you. Just pointing this out. It hasn't moved for 2 hours.
That is not true. It's only been an hour and a half. Just so you guys know, I'm ending this in about 15, 20 minutes because, you know, work, get up early, blah, blah, blah. So, but carry on.
Adulting's a drag.
Work thing. You know what I like about my job, Kitty? I go in the morning, you know, turn on my computer. I always go like take a piss, wash my hands because I had just smoked a cigarette. Come in, log in, clock in, and from the time I clock in,
Why would you even say
until 5 p.m., I work straight through. We eat at our desk because we're way too busy to leave for lunch. We'd be fucking the other 2 people in the office, so we all just bring lunch with us. And it is so busy. I feel like I'm there for 5 hours and I work 9 hours. It's just like you're doing 4 things at once all day long. And honestly, I love it because I feel like I did a good job. I helped people. My job was done properly. I got all my tasks done for the day. And my day goes by so quick. I fucking love it. It's great. It's like ADHD heaven.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's always bad. There's like a Goldilocks zone when it comes to that. Because if you're too slow, it's bored and it feels like, you know, time just stretches and drags on. But if it's too busy, then like it's chaos and, you know, you can get overwhelmed. You want to be just busy enough that you don't have any downtime where time will stretch, but not so busy that you want to sneak into the break room and like hang yourself.
No, see, you know, I guess we have an older lady that I work with, and she probably feels like that because she moves slower. She's recovering from breast cancer. She's like 63 years old. You know, I get it. But
are any of
for
you
me,
old enough
I like
to-
it, and I just the first week I was there, I felt very overwhelmed because there was so much to learn, so much to do, and they were only giving me like a quarter of the job. And now I do like 2/3, but they were only giving me a quarter of the job to learn. Just do this for right now. Don't answer the phones or anything. Just do this. So I did that for the first week, and it was a lot. And by day 3, I ended up having to answer the phones anyways because we were too busy. But I don't know. I mean, I like it, and I think some people, because they don't want to be that busy all day, they want a nice, slow, steady pace that they just can't handle that. Like, if you want a slow, steady pace, do not go work at a doctor's office. Just don't do it. It's constant. There's people calling in asking about prescriptions. Where were my orders sent? They said they didn't receive them, and then you got to call those people, and then you got to look in their chart. And you got to pull up the order and print it and fax it. Make sure it goes to the right place. Make sure you have the right fax number, and that's one person.
Getting the prior authorization for treatment,
and prior
or
authorizations and insurance issues and billing.
insurance
And you got to collect
companies because they wanna
copays
be
and double
dicks
check
and
their
not pay
insurance
for
when they come
shit.
in and change appointments. And people leave the emergency room, and by law you have to see them within 3 days unless they decline it. So you have to call those people, and they feel like shit, and they just left the hospital, and they're like, "Oh, leave me alone." But you have to call them, and you have to ask them if they want to set an appointment. And then you're like, "Hi, we just wanted to know if you wanted to set an appointment with the doctor." Because you have to be gentle with them because they are absolutely feeling like shit because they
That's
just left the
cool.
hospital. So there's a lot. But I mean, I like I said, I like it. I like it. I like helping people.
If you're old enough
Chris
to
is making-
remember
Chris
a
is a
classic
hypocrite
song
because
by,
He's making fun of my message.
I'm doing the talkie. I'm doing the
Stool
talkie
did
with my
start
mouth.
first. Go ahead, Stool. Kitty will wait a second. Go ahead,
Permission to speak, B.
Stool. It was already given. Go ahead. You're such a pain in the ass.
If I'm a cock, if any of you are old enough to remember, I don't feel okay using the words Dolly Parton, but if you're old enough to remember one of her favorite famous songs, 9 to 5, as in I'm working 9 to 5, that's really quite a groovy song. And whilst B was talking about having a piss and washing her hands, I was thinking about reimagining the lyrics to that famous ditty by, but I also want to do it a bit Beatley. So if you're old enough to remember the
Unpopular
Beatles,
opinion: the Beatles are overrated.
well, yeah, whatever, you're wrong. But here's my thing:
I think the Beatles are not very amazing. I don't even like their music. But go ahead.
you're totally pissing on my cornflakes
I
here.
like some
was
of their
literally
songs, but they're overrated.
They're the
I mean,
band.
a couple of their songs are good songs, but really, I think most of them are just kind of irritating. And then John Lennon did his shit, and I liked some of his stuff, but not all of it.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's just not my thing.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it massively wrong. If you do it correctly, you'd love it. Especially because B and the bosom.
What, on acid? Because most people were back when the Beatles were around.
I was
Is
hinting
that how
at
you have
that.
to do it?
So I'm never done this before, but I'm now going to make a song up just for you, B. Okay, this is Beatles.
Okay, go ahead.
okay?
You got 10 minutes, and I'm going to bed.
But you have to do the ha 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 because that's important.
That was in one.
Woke
song.
up, Jenny. You spoiled it. 2, 3, 4. Woke up, got out of bed, rubbed my piss through my head. That's what I got from what B was telling me. She was telling me a beautiful story about how she wakes up, she has a piss, and she goes to work. Maybe on a buzz. I don't know.
You weren't even listening. I said when I get to work. See,
Like,
you know what,
all
Stool?
of that, all of Stool's as a setup for a .2 chuckle joke.
He's flipping me off in the background.
That song he just decided to trash was probably their greatest, most complex and advanced songs that had ever been put together in rock and roll.
Exactly.
What song was that?
A Day in the Life.
You are not wrong, Jenny. You're absolutely not wrong on that one.
If you learn the story behind it, you will agree. That's all I can say. Learn the story behind it. It's an incredible.
So for you people who are Beatles fans, I will tell you this:
they're the band that changed the world. Period. The world was before Beatles, and then there's the world. The rest of the time is the Beatles, or the world after the Beatles.
Oh,
okay. They completely changed the world through their music. Okay.
Huh.
And that includes not just America, not just England, but they changed Asia, they changed Russia, they changed Africa. They absolutely influenced all of the cultures around the world. It's just
interesting.
It's not so much that they were
They're
that
still
great,
overrated,
but they were that good at the right time that the world was demanding something like that.
Okay, fair enough.
And it hit.
If you're not into it, that's fair enough because we all have our own preferences or whatever. But Jenny, perfectly. sum that up. That song is an absolute masterpiece. It's a work of art. And it's beautiful to listen to, but you have to do it with your headphones. Just saying. Because
just learning how the last orchestra movement.
Oh yes.
Went,
Oh yes.
How that was created. Is
Absolutely.
This came out of John Lennon and Paul McCartney's head at the moment. Okay.
Really? They wrote like that?
Yeah, it was. They just created it on the spot, and it just everyone just is slack jaw listening to it.
For you people that are Beatles fans, I will say this before we cut this off here in a few minutes. My Aunt Jean, the one I was talking about earlier, that was the ER nurse for like 23, 25 years, whatever it was. She was the old hippie, you know. She smoked pot and they ran around and went to concerts and all that shit. And she ended up meeting the Beatles, and she had signed pictures from each one of them in glass, protected in her mother's attic where it was dark, so they wouldn't get messed up by light. And my first cousins, her kids, they all ended up with that stuff when my grandmother died. So I don't know how much money they made off of those Beatles pictures, but God, I hope they sold them, because they were signed like to her, signed by the Beatles, handed to her.
I think it was the 90s.
Hugs were given.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Sorry. I've still got that weird thing. Back in the 90s, I think it was. Jen knows what I'm talking about. The Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band is a brilliant album. But back in the 90s, it was released on this newfangled thing called CD. And you were able to hear things that people in the 60s could not hear.
It's true.
And it was an absolute... It was amazing. It really was. And you know the thing at the end, Jen, with the orchestra? You can hear the person counting. And I can't remember the number. I think it's 24. You've got to count to 24.
You know what's interesting about what you just said, Sewell, that really interests me? I have never listened to their music when it was like redone and where you could hear more. I never heard any of that. I've never heard it.
Okay, well, I'm not one to push my...
You're talking about when they remaster it, right? So
I'm going back to the 80s, I think, and this is CD. So we're not talking super duper brilliant things compared to the world we're living now.
That was brilliant compared to a tape or a record.
Oh yeah, most of their stuff was recorded. It was recorded in stereo, but the people who bought the records couldn't listen in stereo. You didn't have record players that could play stereo.
Yes, you did. We had stereo in 1962.
Yeah, but poor people, Jenny, poor people could not afford stereo.
We were not rich at all.
So, I mean, this is literally the most beautiful thing. If you put your headphones on and listen to these wonderful tracks, such as the one that we're discussing now, in stereo with your heads on, it's beautiful. It really is.
I'll check it out. Maybe I'll like it more now that you can. And I know more of the story behind it. I grew up with, my dad was never home. So my mom listened at night. She'd listen to classical music when she was like grading papers and stuff. And then during the day, while we were all doing stuff around the farm, she'd blare a country station. And so, I grew up on like, going from John Denver to Dolly and Kenny on to Hank Williams Jr. Like, that's the kind of stuff I grew up on. And then my brothers found rock here and there and brought that in. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then by the time I was 18, I thought Metallica was the shit. It was the poo. And so, so I didn't, Mom wasn't into Elvis. She didn't listen to the Beatles. I heard some, what I call, Vietnam music, like the Vietnam era music. I heard some of that growing up and always loved that. And there was a lady I used to babysit for, and she had records. Oh my! She had everything, Mamas and Papas, CCR, everything. And she'd say, "Yeah, listen to whatever you want while you're babysitting." Oh my god, I fell in love with that music.
Oh, I love Creedence.
It just
Creedence
there's
is
so much.
good.
There's so much to unpack in every single fucking song. If you really listen, it'll blow your mind.
I think we need to bring back CDs.
They
CDs
never
aren't
left-
gone,
These are
sunshine.
still around, honey.
They're still
A lady
Still buy
who's
them.
sewing keeps
well, at
calling me
least in the
honey.
U.S.
No, you do you know the old cliche about I lost my record collection because, you know, divorce and all that shit. It's kind of a little bit of a it's like a one of those American Southern I woke up one morning and I'd shit in my bed. That kind of thing.
Who the hell has that song?
I just made that up. I'm
I
I'm
think
so
I know that.
Oh, that was a 7 chuckle. That was definitely a 7
Oh.
chuckle.
I'm trying
Oh
to
my
integrate.
God, Stool.
I'm trying to integrate into society, so take me or leave me.
Well, I'm going to tell you what right now. I'm going to integrate into my bed because I have to be up at 6 something in the morning. So, everybody that's still in the chat and all the people that arrived, thank you for coming in. I appreciate every single one of you, and I appreciate the support. And I love the good conversation. Usually the chat has something going on too. So, thank you everybody for being wonderful people. Thank you guys for coming on tonight. Even though Stool, you're sometimes a pain in the ass, I still love you. Jenny, I appreciate your mind, and I love it when you come in. We always have good conversations.
Here's the thing: I'm never a pain in the ass, and for the benefit of the people inside chat, before B ends this, here's a little song I wrote earlier. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I woke up this morning, I'd shit in my bed. I put a hat on, but it was too red. The people inside chat, they fucked with my brain. And this is why I will always win again. Oh, my wife fucked off with a dustman.
Okay, that's enough of that. I don't want to know the rest of it. Fuck you too, Stool. Kitty, thank you for coming in and talking to us from your car because Walmart was ridiculous. And I'm glad you stuck with us, and thank you for the good conversation.
40 minutes.
I respect and love all of you guys.
Love you, Kitty.
My brother just popped in. I'm closing it down, brother. So you better run away now. And I love you too.
Is your brother
I love
wanting
all
to
of you
do
guys.
B?
Stool.
Quickly.
Stool.
Is your brother?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Come on, give it.
Is your brother wanting to do authentic Southern songs?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
kinda
Not the
good
kind
at
of
that.
songs you do, Stool. I don't think
I'm
he's
really
up
good
for
at this.
that.
This is literally my new skill. It's my hobby.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you make lots of money off of those songs you write.
I'm
So
gonna buy
everybody,
a banjo.
everybody, take care of yourself.
When I woke up this morning.
Jesus Christ.
Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. And more than anything else, have peace in your life.